Hi lads, so after what was the absolute mentalness of that European match midweek, I think actually today he will actually just try and bring everyone down a little bit, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I just think he'll try and, just bring everyone down a little bit. He'll play a few of the kids, and I think it'll be a very ordinary performance. I think it'll be a 1-0 win, nothing bad, nothing great, just go out there, do the job, and then get back in and set our sights on them European nights.
Man United versus Lyon at home in the second leg. I don't have much belief in the squad right now. It seems every time we get an informed player, we get Martinez, Diallo, Xerxes, or starting to hit form at least, they're out for the whole season. They're out for 3, 4 months, 7, 8, 9 months. So not a lot of belief in the squad for me right now, and yet I'm confident that we can still get a result. I think 2-1 United, Højlund and Bruno to score. Up the Paddock, up the Reds. Come on, boys!
All right, boys, just drove up 4 hours for the big relegation scrap, the big 6-pointer. I want to see some of the kids today. I think Amas deserves a start. Wouldn't mind seeing Sekou Kone and Chido Obi get some minutes as well. My prediction, give Bruno a rest, and we win 3-1. Even though we probably won't win without Bruno, but who knows. 3-1, let's go. Come on, United.
Hi, we're here with another prediction video for the Wolves game. We're actually on our way to Old Trafford as we speak. This is going to be Ernie's first ever game, first time visiting Old Trafford, first ever United game, so we're well looking forward to it. It's going to be brilliant. What do you reckon for the game against Wolves? What's your prediction?
2-1.
2-1 to United.
Man United.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes.
That'd be great. That'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Hopefully we get 5 goals like we did the other night, but I can't imagine that. I'm gonna go with 3-1. We up for this?
Yeah.
So come on, United.
Go on, United.
Come on!
Yes, everyone, on my way home after the Lyon match at Old Trafford. I've lost my voice, I've missed my train, and now it's raining, but it's all worth it. Looking forward to the Wolves match. I reckon it's going to be a 2-0 win. Come on, United.
Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the Watchalong. Manchester United versus Wolves. We've just about come down after Thursday night.
This is going to bring us down.
Speak for yourself. This is really going to bring us down to earth. We've got gas drink water here from of Full-Time Devils, Stretford Paddock, BBC Radio Manchester, all sorts of stuff for him, of course. How are you?
Not too bad, mate. Plodding along. Like you say, mate, I watched that game on Thursday in a pub rather than being at the game, and there wasn't a part of me actually that was jealous of the people at Old Trafford. Yeah. Like, I've seen loads of great nights at Old Trafford, don't get me wrong, but it was actually amazing being in the pub. I was rolling around on the floor.
Was there loads of United fans in there?
Yeah, packed full of United fans. It was amazing. It was the Elkin Didsbury.
I bet everyone was just going mental. And Cerys Jones here, of course, making your Watch-Along debut, Cerys.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I've been the other side of the desk for the Watch-Along before, so
many
very
times. You're on the preview as well.
Here. Yes.
The other day, thank you very much for coming on.
Obviously, I didn't know your surname was Jones.
Yeah.
That's the most Welsh name I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, no, I know. I meet Welsh people.
Your voice doesn't match the name.
That's the thing. I got Welsh family, but was born and raised in Cheshire, so it just really doesn't add up at all.
I didn't really realise, but Cerys Jones is about as Welsh as it gets.
Yeah.
We've got loads to get into today, obviously. I do want to look back a little bit on Thursday, how that'll affect the season. But also, let's just get straight into the team list, because there's been a little bit of rotation. I think Amram hinted at it, didn't he? He mentioned that Bruno was a little bit tired. You see him drop to the bench. Let's go through the team then. We've got Onana in goal. Fredrickson making his debut. Has he had any minutes as a sub or anything?
He's never come on.
I don't think he's ever come on.
I don't think he has, has he?
He's been on the bench though, hasn't he, a few times?
Yeah. So this is his full and sort of, just any minutes debut for Manchester United, which is good to see. Victor Lindelof, captain. Remarkable. We've got Mazraoui in there. We've got Dorgu, Eriksson, Ugarte and Amas as that kind of bank of 4 across the middle. And then Mainu, Garnacho and Højlund. On the bench then, it's a bit of a mixed up team. So we've got Heaton, Dalot dropping to the bench and Bruno for the first time, both of them. Haven't they played like 120 games in the last
We were trying to work out, weren't we, when
them.
the last time Bruno was actually rested was.
Someone might know in the comments.
Someone might know. When was the last time Bruno started on the bench for United?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he's been suspended a couple of times.
Yeah.
He's been ill.
And was there one where he got injured against City or something last season or the year before? And didn't he start a couple of games on the bench or got subbed off early, or where he had he taped his ankle? I don't even know. I mean, we're literally clutching at straws.
I think he started the game after
he
that.
Might have
that
done.
happened. Was that the one where he posted the picture on Instagram of his leg up?
Yeah.
And
and then
he just started. It's like,
playing.
right.
Oh, okay, you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, Ross Murphy, who's one of the mod in the chat, says, was it against Liverpool back in COVID? Like, the fact that we don't know and that it could be as far back as 5 years ago is absolutely astonishing. Obviously, going through the rest of the bench, then we've got Dalot, Evans, Maguire, Yoro, Casemiro, Fernandes, as we said, Mount, and Chido Obi as well. It's quite a strong bench there, which is something we haven't had for a while. But obviously, because of that, you've got the likes of Fredrickson, Victor Lindelof, who 2 or 3 months ago it seemed like he might never play for United again, and now he's our captain. You've got Eriksen starting in midfield as well. What do you make of the team, guys? Obviously, we've got bigger fish to fry potentially than this game, but you don't just want to lose every week.
I mean, I obviously don't want to lose, but Amarim literally said it after that game when we were all coming down. He said, we're playing the kids in the league.
Yeah.
I love the honesty from him. And some people have maybe said he's a little bit too honest as Man United manager, and particularly when he's been criticising the team. Although I will say, whenever he's criticised the team, he's also thrown himself in that boat as well. When he said we're the worst United team maybe in history, he said, and I'm doing worse than any manager.
Yeah.
He told us what he was going to do, and he's sticking by it. He's playing the players who are on the periphery, and a player like Fredrickson starting at Old Trafford. This is the sort of thing that you do at the end of last 2 games of the season when you literally mathematically cannot go up or down. But there is no difference between 15th and 10th. So.
No. And also, I mean, if you look at the league table, I think 10th is almost off the cards anyway.
Is it? Right.
Like, it's
are we
not
14th right now?
Yeah, so obviously it's not. Like, if we won all the games between now and the end of the season, we probably would finish around 10th. But at the minute, we've got 38 points, and Brighton in 10th have got 48.
Oh, right, okay, so that's not possible.
That's not really happening, is it, in 6 games?
So
Brentford 11 and 46. So again, you're going to have to make 8 points up on them, but we do have a game in hand. So again, it could be possible, but like, genuinely, it's Everton in 13th with 38, us in 14th with 38, and then Tottenham are on 37, West Ham on 36, Wolves on 35. But again, it's like the gap between us and 11th is bigger than the gap between us and 17th.
The battle for 12th.
I was going to say,
exactly.
Does a win today not make us mathematically safe from relegation?
I think we must already be there, surely. What's the most they can get? 6 times 3, 18 points. Oh no, it would be today. Yeah, because we're only...
Yes!
There's 18,
come on!
What a historic day to be on the Watchalong.
And we're only 17 points clear of them. So yes, today is the day. Get a win, and United are safe from relegation for the 24-25 season. Someone from the chat said Bruno Fernandes was last on the bench for United in May 2024 during matches against Crystal Palace and Arsenal due to injury.
So basically, we just have very bad memories.
But I'm sure he came on in those games. I'm sure he came on. Maybe
he'll probably
not.
come on today.
That will have been at Old Trafford against Arsenal when we drew 1-1, wasn't it? And then Crystal Palace will have been 4-0. I think.
I'm terrible at stuff like this. I was probably either here watching it. I think I might have been at the Arsenal game, or was it the season before I went to the Arsenal game? And yet, no recollection of those games. I'm so shit.
No, so I remember the Arsenal games same day as the women's final in May 2024. So I think that must be the one. So
yeah,
I have no recollection.
Is that the one where all the Glazers and stuff were at the Arsenal game, or the owners were at the Arsenal game? The women are in the FA Cup final again, aren't they?
Yes.
When is that?
18th of May.
Oh, that's good. I like watching that. Right, got a few super chats. Edward Porter says, I was at Old Trafford on Thursday, the best game I've ever been to. Yeah. I'm glad my mate made me stay. I think it's weird, isn't it? Because that game, even though you look on paper, we've rescued almost a loss against a team probably worse than us, although maybe not this season, that we were 2 goals up against. It's got all the sort of hallmarks of a pathetic performance, and yet it's one of the most like courageous, hard-earned, kind of epic performances I've ever seen.
So you say all the hallmarks of a pathetic performance. I do agree with that in terms of what happened in the last half of the second half.
Yeah.
But you've got to say up to that point, it was probably United's best performance of the season.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
I mean, Garnacho.
We were controlling the game.
Yeah.
I was comfortable. I was thinking, I'm going to get home in time for the 10 o'clock news, and then it was just like, no.
Garnacho was unbelievable. Even including that big chance that he missed, he still did really well to create that chance. He had his best game of the season. I thought he was incredible. I thought United was so good, and then unbelievably catastrophically bad. Sort of like Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
It was so bizarre. Like, do you think it's just a mentality thing? Because I don't understand how we went from where we were in the game to then conceding 2 goals against 10. I still can't wrap my head.
It has to be, because,
but then we showed the mentality to come
that's
back
what I
from
mean.
it.
Like, it's people think that like the manager makes the biggest difference, or whatever makes the. Like, look at just how we played between the 114th and the 120th minute, and compare it to how we played between the 90th and the 110th minute. Yeah. Like, it's the same players, the same manager, the same night, the same everything, except because of the momentum and the mentality, between the last 7 minutes, United looked like we could do anything we wanted to, and before that we looked like we couldn't do anything. It's bizarre how much just momentum and confidence in little moments can swing.
And it's not just all about how United switched on mentally. It's about how Leon's they were just terrified as soon as when it went to 4-3. Their bums went essentially.
Yeah.
Like, they did not know where to go.
The fans properly got up after Bruno's penalty as well, because the atmosphere was genuinely like, when we conceded them 4 goals, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I think from the minute they equalised, the atmosphere just went so flat.
It was weird as well, though, because I think Leon played quite well and we looked a bit wobbly, but from the end of this, from the start of the second half to the halfway through extra time, they won 4-0 in that spell. It didn't feel like they were like that much better than us. I know they looked quite good and we looked a bit nervous, but I don't know, it didn't feel as though they were battering us or we were absolutely terrible.
It felt like pace and physicality for me. Like,
it was just like little things here and there that just kept going their way and wouldn't go our way. Like, some of their goals, both of their goals in the first half, in the real time, were like, they won 3 headers or second balls in a row in our box. Dorgu got beaten in the air, and then I can't remember if it was Maguire or someone else got beaten in the end, then they got nodded in. Then the second goal, I know in the end the Lacazette tap-in wasn't the goal, it had already gone in. But they won like 3 in a row in our box again. It was just like little things like that, where you're just chaos. Not quite paying attention, and this ping-pong stuff is falling to them 3 times in a row. But yeah, what a moment at the end. Just the Maney one, I thought that was the moment.
Yeah.
I thought we'd had our moment, and then we'll have to take it to penalties. But to do it in normal time, or regulation time,
that was what I loved about Maguire's reaction, though, was because I was stood there in the stands thinking, it would be even more gutting now to have made that comeback and then go lose it on penalties. Yeah. Oh. And I was just thinking, Onana making a howler in a penalty shootout is so in the script. But Maguire was like, he was ready to go. Like, as soon as we kicked back off from Maney's goal, he was like,
it's not the first time he's put him up front either, is it?
No, he's done it plenty of times.
Yeah, he likes doing that. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's proper like old school thinking, isn't it? Like, you could easily imagine. It
definitely hurts Amarim to do it. He's such a purist for his system.
But this is it. Do you not find it interesting that this guy who sticks with his system, even when it appears not to be working, is still willing to just throw the big lump up top?
Yeah.
So he is willing to make.
It's good for the soul to see that,
Yeah, but he won't do a 4-2-3-1 like Maguire up front. Sound, no problem. But 4-2-3-1. Yeah. What you want about? Calm down, Sean Dyche.
Do you think he should do that, or do you think that we're seeing, like, I know it's not great performances week in, week out, but I do feel as though in every game at the minute I'm seeing some imprint of Amarim on those games, whether we win or lose by the end of it. The ways we're building up, that cutback that Ugarte scored is something that we try a lot in games now. I feel like I can see us building out from the back, building round the sides or over the top, and then cutting it back to the penalty spot. That's something that we weren't really doing under Ten Hag much, and we do all the time now. Do you think that Amarim's imprinting what he wants, or do you think he should still just go, right, play a different way?
I think since the 2 games just before the international break, we've started to see it. And performances, I'd say performances have picked up and they're more coherent. It's obvious it's finally obvious what United are trying to do. They're not doing it amazingly, they're not doing it perfectly, but that's what he said. He said it'll take a while, but we are seeing what we asked for. And players start to understand what he wants to do a little bit more, and that's all there is to play for in the league for me now. Yeah. Just get them used to this system, and hopefully we can see it a bit more.
I think that's the thing. Like, I agree with Amarim that he was hired for his system. So he's said so many times, where people kept asking him, particularly at the start when the results were going really badly, like, "Oh, would you ever, would you abandon your system?" And he was like, "It's what they hired me for. It would be really silly for me to do that." And I agree with him. And I think we're starting to see that kind of bear fruit a little bit, but there's still like gaps where there's just not quite the understanding. Like, I always get really frustrated. It feels like there's a massive gap between our front line and our midfield every time we try and break and go forward.
Yeah.
You look, as particularly because of where our seats are in the ground, they're like by the halfway line, and you look and you just see space. You just see no one there. I never feel like there's anyone running the channels. Like, there's still problems, but I think you're starting to see like the cutbacks and the building through the wing backs. It's starting to get better, but it's not like all the way there yet.
And also, better players just do things that not so good players can't do. Like when you watch PSG or Barcelona, or even, I pain them to say Arsenal, but Real Madrid, I know they battered them, but you look at the teams with like real quality in those positions, they get out of difficult situations. Like Lisandro Martinez, you put him with a striker closing him down from behind, goalie in front of him. A lot of players would shit it, give it back to the keeper and put them under pressure. Martinez will drop a shoulder and turn away 8 times out of 10 in ways that other centre-backs can't do. And I feel like if we actually get better players who can do these things more kind of naturally almost,
the whole team
you'll see things differently. Like the systems are only as good as the players executing them. Like, you know, everyone's got a system. Just because you have an idea of how to play doesn't mean your team's going to beat the opposition team just because we happen to be Man United. Like, you need players befitting of playing for Man United.
We've seen that with Dorgu, right? Since Dorgu's come in, that's probably the best case study for having faith in Amorim's system, as it's the first player that he really signed, like, based on what he wanted to do. And I think he's come in and done really well.
Yeah, I do. And I think he might have some limitations technically at the moment. I don't think he's the smoothest dribbler, or his shooting's a little bit wild at times.
With Dorgu, I think the only thing is just linking up with his teammates, and he's just not quite got that telepathic connection yet, which is
particularly with Garnacho. Like, they're just not always thinking the same way.
But what he does do really well is he doesn't get beaten physically. It's so rare to see someone knock it past him and win it the other side of him and put a ball in. Like, he covers the ground. Like, physically, he can do that wing back role. Like, he can get back to his own 18-yard box or 6-yard box, and he can get to the opposition's. A bit more quality in the final third would be decent, but again, I think as a basis for the archetype of what we want, someone like him is very good in there. And also, was it 20 million euros? Like, it's, you know, it was hardly a 60 million quid kind of player. Another player that we do need to mention is Fredrickson. I spoke to Finn, aka Academy Scoop. I'm sure people will know him from the channel or from social media. And I asked him for a little 1 to 4 sentence opinion on Fredrickson, because I don't know much about him. So this is Finn's nicely written sort of biography of Finn. So he's Manchester born and raised. Interesting, which is, you know, people may like that. He said, talented centre-back who joined United as a child and rose through the age groups. Fredrickson is composed in possession with a varied passing range and plenty of quality on the ball. Intelligent defender with strong anticipation and reading of the game. He played a key role in United's FA Youth Cup winning campaign in 2022, despite missing the final through illness. Was highly rated around that time, but has struggled somewhat to make the jump up to first-team football since then. So great to see him get a chance today. So there you go. There's the briefest of analysis and looks at Fredrickson. So maybe someone that he's kind of been in and out a little bit. It's weird that you always see these players like Kukonki. How many times has he been on the bench this season? And then when it actually comes to like starting an academy player,
that gets started,
it's not the ones you expect always. It's weird that happens.
He's never come on at all, has he, Kukonki? I don't think he has ever come on, has he? I just want to know what part of Manchester he's from, Fredrickson. Yeah, I looked on Wiki before, it just said South Manchester.
Yeah, and I went through the reference to see, and the article still just said South Manchester.
It could be, like you say though, it could be Wilmslow or it could be Ben Shill. So like, that's what I want to know. There's a big difference there, especially if you're playing centre-back. I don't want a centre-back from Wilmslow.
Yeah,
no offence. No,
as a centre-back from Wilmslow, I'll take that.
Oh, no. I've thrown you under the bus there. You know, I want my tricky, flashy winger to be from Wilmslow. I want my centre-back to be a little scally from Ben Shill. That's what I want.
I'm trying to find where he's from. I mean, obviously it is Manchester. Who is Tyler Fredrickson? Maybe that'll do it.
It'll be interesting to see him either way. Like this is what you want to see, right?
Yeah,
when we're wanting to rest players, like this is a really good time to be giving the kids a chance. And also, if it doesn't work, if he needs, you know, if he comes on and he has a bit of a shocker or he's not quite up to it, great. We've got Kukonki on the bench. You know, we've got Maguire on the bench. We've got Euro on the bench. Like.
Are you a little bit surprised that Aiden Heaven maybe hasn't started today. Because I know that because he was on the bench, wasn't he?
Is he in the squad?
He's not even in the squad today. So I hope he's not had a setback in his injury. I was really surprised to see him on the bench as quickly as he was from that injury because it looked really nasty. I know Amarim said it.
And then we found out it wasn't as bad as it looked. But then he's had another knock. So
maybe I don't know. But I really like Aiden Heaven. I think he looks.
Yeah, he looks really good, doesn't he? Can we? No, he hasn't even played because with Kobe Mainu, it had Cheadle and Gatley like under nines.
His youth team,
so you know where he's from, but there's no youth team career for Tyler Fredrickson on his Wikipedia. Someone in the comments might know. I don't know if anyone does now.
His cousin will probably be watching.
Yeah, someone's got to be watching. Apparently, Hayden had a boot on Thursday night, according to Fraser. Is that right?
Really? I didn't see that.
Someone
it was announced there was a
this.
setback on Heaven, another knock in training, apparently, according to a few people in the comments.
I don't like this because this is where we use the word knock, because to me the word knock is literally like studs to the ankle, bit of impact, it's a knock. A knock does not put you in a protective boot. No. So I'm like, what is this knock that we're talking about? I don't like the sound of it at all.
That's not ideal, is it? Jay would want a Manchester United player from Eccles. Yeah, he would. That'd be Jay's dream, wouldn't it? Has that ever happened?
I'm sure there's been.
There must have been someone.
So near Old Trafford, isn't it?
I'm trying to think of United players that are actually from Salford. Was Wes Brown from Salford?
Maybe,
Wes Brown's from Salford.
Someone might know in the comments. There's got to be someone on there. Going through the team a little bit. Ericsson in there. You look at this team and there's a handful of players that this might be their last few weeks at Manchester United. I think Lindelof almost certainly will leave. Ericsson almost certainly will leave. I think Onana's not necessarily in the same bracket as those two, but if an offer comes in or someone else becomes available, you could now see him leaving as well. Do you think that the likes of Fredrickson and Amas in particular will see this as a chance to put themselves in the actual team here? Because if Lindelof goes, then there may be a space at centre-back. If maybe Luke Shaw will leave in the summer, there might be a space at left wing-back.
I don't know about you, Amas has impressed me from what I've seen so far. So absolutely with him, I've not seen Fredrickson at all, but for Amas, he's definitely got a part to play, I think, in the squad.
I think Amas has been good since he's come in. He's not like set the world on fire or anything. It's not been kind of Marcus Rashford has to come on and score within a few minutes kind of thing. But I think he's done his job perfectly well. Like, I wasn't watching him. I was kind of surprised that we put him on against Lyon because I thought Dorgu was still doing fine. Didn't particularly look like he needed a rest. I thought it was strange that we brought him on, but he didn't look out of place. Like
even against Newcastle.
No, the only time I felt a bit bad for him was when he was getting shoved around by Dan Burn, but that's not unique to him at all.
That's just that's harsh, isn't it?
It's just mean, really, isn't it? It looked like Dads v Lads sort of football game. But I think I agree with you. I think he's been compared to Shaw a lot in terms of like kind of build. I can see that, and his characteristics. Like Shaw himself has said, he's my player to watch out for, which would suggest he's like Shaw because you're going to highlight the players.
He has got a bit of that like sort of chest forward kind of swagger to him that Luke Shaw's got, hasn't he? And some of the little touches he had, I thought the other day were really good. Paul Scholes was born in Salford.
There we go.
There's one.
We'll have that.
We'll take that. I mean, we don't know if it's Eccles in particular, but where's...
I always thought Paul Scholes was from Oldham, but I think that's just because he managed them, and I think he may have watched a few games when he was a kid.
I think did he not play for him as a kid or something? He didn't he? But he has always been linked with Oldham, hasn't he? Mm-hmm. Even when he played for United, there was like... Maybe he grew up in Oldham or something. He was born in Salford.
I mean, Giggsy is from Salford, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think Ryan Giggs is from Salford.
I think he is, yeah. Salford, Wales, you mean?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I was going to say, a bit like me, isn't he?
Ryan Wilson is from Salford. Ryan Giggs is from Wales, yeah.
Well, Ryan Giggs was born in Wales.
Oh, I didn't know. I actually did not know he was born in Wales.
But then I think, well, according to his Wikipedia, he was born in Wales. But I think he did move to Salford, didn't he? I'm sure he's moved to Swinton.
Can we put together a Salford 11?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you've got Giggs and Scholes so far, which is pretty excellent start, isn't it?
Fine. Yeah. Great, easy.
We'll be fine there. Scholes from Middleton, apparently, but he was born in Salford. That's what it says. There you go. It's very exciting, all this stuff. Just looking at the rest of the team then, obviously, Onana, where do we stand with him now? Is the pressure cooling off a little bit? I think not having a stinker in that Lyon second leg was massive for him, wasn't it? I know I thought
he did do well, to be fair. Like, to give credit where it's due, I thought he was solid. I don't think you can really fault him for any of the goals. Like, if you manage to save any of those goals, you're classing that as a very good save. Like, that's a highlights reel kind of situation. So I thought he did pretty well. I could have done without him riding up the Lyon fans when we went 1 ahead on aggregate. I was like, you have learned nothing. You're not helping yourself. And then he was actually, and when it went back to 2-2, and when we were losing, I was looking at him thinking, you muppet.
I found his tweet after the game quite interesting as well.
What was it again? I missed that.
It's like Onana mentality.
Built with Onana mentality.
That sounds like it's a powder that he's selling, doesn't it? Just 2 scoops of Onana mentality in the morning.
Like an old school Western snake oil salesman or something like that. Just 2 scoops of Onana mentality. We'll get you virile and ready to go. Yeah, I've got no idea what he was doing with that, and I agree. Everyone in the pub where I was watching, as soon as it went to him celebrating, everyone was like, "Get back in goal!"
Yeah. That is weird, isn't it? Onana mentality, like. For 50% of this tie, you weren't awful. Like it's like the whole.
And also, when you weren't awful, you conceded 4 goals.
You still conceded 4. Like between these 2 legs, you got dropped, and you were terrible. Like, mate, like have some.
You know, when you're still high after a game and like you go on Twitter and you go to post something, and then you realise it's a bad idea. I did nearly after the game just tweet "Hi Nemanja Matic," that entire Nemanja Matic, and I thought. No, he's not been proven wrong in any of this.
No, he's not been proven wrong. He's been proven right. Yeah. But
I did find it interesting. Matic was like, when he was trotting along doing a warm-up, it is quite funny that, you know, he didn't play. After being the whole focus of all the pre-match for the first tie, he just didn't play.
Maybe he took the pressure off his teammates.
He was getting the applause from the home fans when he was trotting up and down the line, which I don't know how I feel about it. Like, on the one hand, I do get it. He was a good kind of servant to the club, but it was also that, like, he was warming up near Onana's goal. And I imagine Onana was hearing this applause for Matic.
Yeah. It's almost like they were siding with Matic.
Are you cheering me? Oh no, you're cheering the guy I'm literally currently in a beef with.
Yeah.
That's very exciting, isn't it? Yeah, I think with Matic, it's one of those, isn't it? Like, once Onana's left, or once this is over, I go back to having fond memories of Matic. But while you're active, while our goalkeeper is actively fighting him, I've got to take Onana's side.
Yeah,
even if I don't think he's right.
Yeah.
Even if I think it was all weird. I do think Matic was like weirdly aggressive though.
He escalated
over
it a little
semi
bit
kind of like innocuous comment. I know he said they were way better, but
do you not think it was tactical though? Like he did it on purpose.
Maybe he did. He definitely brought some energy and some sort of emotion to the game that might not have been there otherwise.
Matic would not have said that if Garnacho said it, because Garnacho's a winger. And Garnacho could put a stinker in for 89 minutes, score a goal, and there you go, shush in front of him, he's the winner. You do it to a goalkeeper, that's who you do it to.
Yeah.
It's clever.
Yeah, no.
It is clever. And also, like we said, the fact that Matic didn't play, and maybe knew he wouldn't play, is almost like his
job was
someone
just to rattle
who
him.
isn't even on the pitch.
Yeah.
So the negative, all the pressure from our side of the beef is on our keeper, who is notoriously shaky, and all the pressure for the Lyon side is on someone who actually can't even affect it, good or bad. Like, it's perfect from Matic, because he can just sit out of the way and go, look, I'll soak up all the pressure, lads. You go in and actually play. Whereas Onana's in the goal fucking shaking, and then when anything goes in, he's cheering and he's giving it this and all that. It is a bizarre kind of. I think keepers have to be sort of nutters a little bit, though, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's maybe the most insane one we've ever had.
Yeah, it did make me laugh. A bit off topic, but one of the goals against that went through. I think it was the goal that went through Martinez yesterday, the one that Newcastle did manage to score against Villa.
Yeah.
I did watch that and think, if that was scored past Onana, he'd be trending on Twitter. Like, they head it down through his legs. I was like,
this is the Man United situation, though, isn't it? It's with Rashford at Villa. Rashford has not been that good at Villa, and I realise that I'm saying that after he has had a really good game, to be fair, in Europe. Yeah. But
if he was putting in the same numbers. Then
even performances
United.
like the first leg against PSG, he was atrocious. If he did that at United, fans would be calling for his head.
Yeah.
Whether rightly or wrongly, I don't know. But there's just so much less pressure, and maybe that's good for Rashford, by the way. I'm not saying
it is.
I just
100%.
you need the right sort of player who can handle it at United. And this pressure, the pressure at United, when like say for example. If we have a season coming up, let's say next season, we're not going to. Let's say next season we win the first 5 games of the season.
Yeah.
The pressure at United has the opposite effect then. Because then it's like you believe you're the best and you will continue it.
Yeah.
But as soon as things start to go wrong, it's just, you look around the stadium, flags for Sir Matt Busby, for George Best, for Alex Ferguson, you think, this isn't me. I shouldn't be here. Like, yeah.
And it's like people say, and I haven't done this, so I won't know, but people say like when you have like magic mushrooms or something, like it can amplify the mood you're already in. So if you're feeling a bit nervous, you're going to have the worst 6 hours of your life thinking that the walls are caving in on you. Whereas if you're feeling great, it's going to just open your mind of it. That's what playing at Man United's like. Like, it amplifies the current mood so much. Like you said, if we win 5 games in a row, they will have never felt better as players. They will be believing the hype. It'll be like weightless playing at Old Trafford. Whereas when you have a couple of weeks, a couple of years or 10 years like we've had, every week feels like you're being stamped into the ground. It must be horrible. There's a reason only Bruno Fernandes has been able to truly like rise above it.
I would be curious to see how these United players performed on magic mushrooms.
I mean, we might as well give it a go.
I think I can talk about it.
Is that a performance-enhancing drug?
No, probably not. It depends on the situation.
It is illegal, though, so there would be that problem.
Well, I can talk about it because it was legal, because I had truffles when I was in Amsterdam, and it was the only time that I've ever had it. And I looked up to the sky, and it was with an ex-girlfriend at the time, and like she sort of like looked over my face like that to check I was okay, and all my brain saw was her head come from the sky and just boom like that, and I was like the face of God
had come out of space.
Yeah, that was what I saw. So
is that a good feeling or the worst feeling of all time?
One of the worst feelings of all time.
I think that's when it's like at United, when the ball comes down.
No.
It's like God has arrived and you don't know what to do. I think that's how it plays. That's how it feels playing for Manchester United at times. We've got a few. Have we got any quotes from the manager yet? They're on the way. Great stuff. We've got
hopefully someone asks him where Frederickson is from.
This is what we got. Sorry, it's not quotes from United. It's an update on Luke Shaw.
Oh God, here we go.
No, it's good. It's fine news.
Okay.
We can confirm, which always is awful. When you see the words, we can confirm that Luke Shaw
has suffered an
terrifying.
ACL injury.
Has trained today at Carrington with no issues, and the reason for his absence is purely to give him a rest after playing for 75 minutes against Leon, which you sort of forget, don't you? Because with the extra 30 minutes of stoppage time or extra time.
Well, I don't think he was meant to come on at half time either. No. I think he was meant to come on later, but obviously Mazraoui had to leave for whatever reason that was.
Oh, I didn't even put those two together.
Yeah.
Was that Mazraoui and Lindelof?
Yeah, they both had unrelated, because Amram was saying after the game, like, we've literally had everything you can imagine this season. He was like, these two players have had completely unrelated personal issues that have meant they've had to leave the stadium at half time.
Do we know what they were? No. The immediate thing you would think of is a burglary or something.
Yeah.
But
who knows?
We've not said, and Lindelof's back in the squad,
they're both back in. So
they both are
fine.
I think it's nothing too devastating, because you would assume they'd
maybe like the dog ate an Easter egg or something like that.
Yeah, and it got one of the early Easter eggs out. Had to get the stomach pumped or something. That's why Luke Shaw's not playing. Amarim, talking to MUTV, said, I can give you the example of Luke Shaw. In my mind, he was playing 30 minutes, as you sort of mentioned there. But because of problems we had at half-time with Victor and Noose, and then extra time, he did a very good job, but a lot of minutes. He has to feel that load to rest now, and then he will train for the next game. So it makes sense, doesn't it, that Luke Shaw accidentally playing 75 minutes the other day now means that he's not in the squad today. So
I'm just thrilled he survived it, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Mason Mount's another one who he's taking so many precautions with him. Yeah. I think he's been on the bench like a dozen or so times. He's come on 5 or 6 times since that injury. Hasn't started a single game yet. Yeah. He's literally like just drip feeding him, isn't it? It makes sense, because what's it been? 2.5 years? Is this his second season or his third season?
This is the things I genuinely...
What is it?
I forget he plays for us.
Is it?
I think it was last season, wasn't it, that he was out for the majority of the season.
So I can't remember what I was doing. It was something the other week where someone was asking me to go through the numbers for like the women's and the men's 11s to see if I could do them all. And I got to number 7 and I was like, okay, Elatoon, and then I was like...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, him.
Mason Mount is Manchester United's number 7.
Yeah.
I know. And he's had a season and 3/4 of almost no impact whatsoever.
Is it still me who thinks that he would do really well in this team, though?
No, I think he would.
Yeah.
I think if he could stay fit.
I was hoping he'd start today, to be honest.
Yeah, so I thought he probably would, especially after the comments about Bruno. Obviously, he has rested Bruno, but
I was hoping he'd start. But then, I'll be honest, one of the things I'm excited about today is to see Garnacho and Mainu as the 2 number 2 starting from the start.
I'm excited to see Mainu.
I also want to see how it helps Højlund. If Højlund puts in a good game today, then maybe we realise it's not
We've
just his
cracked
fault.
it,
It's
yeah.
not just his fault. And I'm not like criticising Bruno Fernandes there, who would usually play alongside Garnacho, obviously. But I feel like Mainu in that position offers so much. I honestly think that him and Bruno are United's best players, and I think in terms of natural talent, Mainu's United's best player.
He's so talented. Like that goal that he scored the other day was just like, it was so textbook him. Like the composure on the finish was just absolutely brilliant. Like, and he's got so much time still to develop as well. Like I'm really excited to see him in this 10 role, because I feel like this season's just been like very bitty for him. And I think in the past we've had him sort of like under Ten Hag, he was a lot further back, but I think like his close control and his technical ability in those tight spaces will actually make him really like suited to this role. So I'm really excited.
Sorry, my voice is going in and out, by the way. It's because I've had a cold for about a week and then so much screaming on Thursday night. It's just absolutely shot it to bits. But if I sound like I'm trying to sound like some soul singer, that's why. What is it, like a smoky jazz bar?
Are you going to do a Marvin Gaye impression? Is that what
Not
you're
anymore.
about to do?
Not now. You clearly don't want to hear it. No, I'm not. The game isn't on telly today either, which is a sign of where United are, I think. I hate it when United games aren't on TV. Not that it particularly matters, because we'll find a way, but, you know, it's not on telly.
Is it not? No. Is it not?
Shocking.
I didn't realise
Shocking
that.
stuff.
I mean, yeah, but to be fair,
But what
who would watch? I mean, people still would watch
it's
it, though, wouldn't
Ipswich,
Ipswich, Arsenal,
yeah.
they? Even
and
that.
Fulham, Chelsea.
The Premier League's Fulham, Chelsea.
Fulham, Chelsea
That's
has
a good
potential
game.
to be
That's a good
alright,
game.
yeah.
Derby and all that, but these two.
That's
Is
got
that
to
The
be.
league this
Derby?
season is rubbish.
Is Ipswich Chelsea
It
a
should-
derby?
No, Fulham, Chelsea.
Oh, Fulham.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that, my
To be
brain.
fair,
Fulham, Chelsea is.
That's got to be the most, I would say, upper class derby, not even middle class.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
It's got to be the most upper class derby.
People are throwing their Prosecco when a
potentially
goal
in
goes
world
in.
football, because Fulham and Chelsea, central West London, is literally about as valuable a place to live in the world. What other places even are there?
The Quinoa derby.
Yeah, it must. But genuinely, let us know in the comments. Are there two football teams in world football based as close together? I think they're 2.2 kilometres away from each other. Those two stadiums.
Yeah.
Are there two stadiums in the world that are covering such highly valuable land as Chelsea?
I'm now thinking MLS. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I'm possibly thinking. Maybe.
But they don't have proper derbies there,
Someone
because
would
they
say
have
Milan.
one club per state or city. Well, in
Yeah.
New York they have a couple of clubs, don't they?
Yeah. What about
LA?
Milan as well? I
Milan.
mean, I
Milan, to be fair.
London's
Yeah.
more expensive than in Milan
right. Well,
in terms of property prices.
yeah, and it's also like the area in London as well that we're talking here.
It's
like,
literally the most expensive
Yeah, yeah,
part
yeah.
of London. Or
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't live in London. It's one of the most, certainly.
I wouldn't want to buy a pint there, put it that way.
No.
Milan is the same stadium. Yeah, that's.
When
pretty
Sir
close.
Jim
That is
Ratcliffe
true.
said that it shouldn't be cheaper to watch
Yeah.
a Fulham game than a Manchester United game than a Fulham game.
Yeah.
And I just remember seeing that quote and like screaming, like, "What are you talking about, Jim?"
Yeah.
It's like, because this is the thing that I think was, you know, people were like, but the club is in Manchester. The club is
Yeah.
not in Fulham for people with Fulham income. The club is in Manchester for people with Manchester income.
Yeah.
Chris.
Exactly. People are saying LA, but isn't one of the stadiums in a not so?
Yeah, because there's some
Posh
rough
part of LA.
parts of LA, isn't there?
I
Like-
thought so. I think one of them's in like, not rough as such, but I thought one of the stadiums was kind of in a area that's
testing my
probably
LA
cheaper than
geography,
like
I'll be honest.
Chelsea. I don't know. Anyway, it's right up there as one of the most upper class derbies in world football.
I like though. I know just on the Fulham fans, I like that they've kind of embraced it now. Well, like people used to mock them, like because they'd be there with like their spreads and their olives on the train on the way there with
Yeah.
champagne, and people like
Olives
mocked
on
it.
the train to the football is crazy.
I know, but like people were like laughing at them, and then like they've just not stopped, and now they do it on purpose. And you
Yeah.
know what? Now I'm like, you have that Parma.
Fair
ham.
play, yeah.
You enjoy it.
You
Yeah.
get those artichokes in olive oil.
Yeah.
Do you know all those little pots that you see at the deli?
Yeah.
It's all of that stuff in it. Little peppers with that cheese stuff in.
Yeah.
I remember
it's-
once,
it's
not-
because
it's
I went
not bad,
to
that, is it?
because I went to school in Cheshire. It's really off topic, but I remember doing my Duke of Edinburgh award, and we were on this walk, and this kid pulls out some olives, and one of the teachers was literally just creasing. She was like, "I can't believe, just watched a 15-year-old bring olives on Duke of Edinburgh."
Barnaby.
Barnaby.
Put away those olives.
away now.
Whereabouts in Cheshire is this, by the way?
Wilmslow.
Okay, Wilmslow, right.
Yeah.
I went to school in Altrincham.
Oh.
Yeah. Went to school in Altrincham but lived in Wythenshawe because my mum lied to the council.
Nice.
I'm not going to school in Wythenshawe.
I live in Cheshire. Technically, it's Edgeley and Stockport, so...
There we go. What does it say on your bin?
It's the worst bit of Cheshire.
Does it say Cheshire on the bin?
I don't read the bins, because I'm too busy reading the classics.
Well, where I grew up, it said... where I went to school, it said Trafford on the bins. So we went Trafford.
I actually don't know.
We're definitely Cheshire.
Yeah, I don't know what it
Cheshire
says on our
Park.
bins. I should check that out, actually.
Yeah.
One of our bins is broken, if you could sort that for me.
You've never...
Isn't this just a thrilling game? You can tell from the topics in the build-up. This is the big one.
Have you never read your bin?
I don't know. Me and my girlfriend put the house number on the bins at one stage. I should have read it then.
Yeah.
I was literally at eye level with the bins. But I don't know.
Get back to me later.
Yeah, I will. I'll text you whether...
People want to know.
I'll text you with a picture of my bin later. Stamford Bridge is not in Chelsea, apparently. Okay, well, get over yourselves. No, sorry.
Really no need for
I know,
that.
because we're all talking about
No
it.
need.
It's just a general nice chat. And then all of a sudden I'm just being nasty.
What does it say on your bins? Put it in the comment section below.
Someone's got to know what part of whether my house is in Cheshire or not. I should probably know it. Samwise877 says happy 420. Oh, do you remember? I feel like that used to be such a big thing.
I thought that was going to be
didn't it?
Happy Easter, but no, I overestimated.
It's Easter Sunday.
I was going to bring mini eggs, but I didn't have time.
I love that. It's Easter Sunday and we've had a happy 420 before Easter. What does that say about the people we broadcast to?
It's a shame, isn't it? It's a real shame. I remember like 10 years ago, 420 was like the proper Twitter meme, American weed lol. I think since making weed legal in America and like a handful of states in America,
the fun's
it's
just
got
gone
so
out
much
of it.
less cool.
Yeah.
Like it used to be like,
it's not fun
dangerous.
anymore.
And now it's just like if you've been to any of the states where it's legal or countries it's legal, it's less cool in those places than it is where it's illegal.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, there's just loads of people selling weed on the street all the time. It's a bit boring.
Yeah. Do people still all go to Heaton Park and... I never did it on 420. Everyone just used to go to Heaton Park and just get off their head.
Really?
Like, I don't think the police ever did anything about it because it was just like,
let them know.
What are they doing?
They'll be safe there. Let them do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'd rather you do it in the house.
Yeah, exactly. where we can keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
Okay. Giles, I like this. This is the sort of socio-economic history of Fulham and Chelsea.
Well, Giles will know about it, won't he? Yeah. I tell you what, wow.
We may be stereotyping here, Giles, but Giles Hewliston sounds like he knows about Chelsea.
His dad's a lord.
Yeah, he is. Fulham and Chelsea have evolved into expensive areas. Majority of the fans don't come from there. And has anyone met a Chelsea fan? They're not dining at the Ritz. That's a good point. Yeah. But still,
Haven't met a Chelsea fan, to be fair.
I've only met a couple. I've met.
Actually, no. There was one Chelsea fan I went to school with, who got teased because he went to a school just south of Manchester. So he was on his own.
I have one mate who's a Chelsea fan, and he grew up in Dubai. So
really?
There you go.
Wow. See, maybe they are posh.
Can I just say as well that I only discovered this not long ago. He grew up in Dubai, my mate, and obviously with it being Dubai, it's a sheikh that runs the school, that sort of owns the school. And we found out the other day that the sheikh's name is Sheikh Booty.
No.
Which is the funniest thing I think I've
believe
ever
Can you
heard.
imagine if that was a British school?
That's unbelievable.
Sheikh Booty.
That's unbelievable. That's
Especially
at school as well.
He couldn't teach a British school. He'd be done by the end of the day.
It's a shame sometimes that, go on.
I was just going to say, on that, we had a teacher in our school and he was only a temporary teacher. And I'm not making this up. His name was Mr. Cumdick.
No.
I promise you that's true.
No, we
wonder
had
he's
one
only a
that was
temporary teacher.
Cundik.
It might be the same one because
I'm
we went to
wondering
school in
if it
similar
is now,
areas.
yeah.
Did he have cauliflower ears because he played rugby?
I can't remember. He taught. I can't remember what he taught now.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
See that he can only be a supply teacher because
he can't stay in
can
one
never
place
put his roots down
long
anywhere. It'll be just an utter destruction.
Sorry, sir, if you watch.
Yeah, he can only bring that here for a day vibe because after that his mental health would just be.
But also, he was about 6'5" and big. This guy, and it was like you need to be that kind of guy to do this
to handle that. No,
yeah.
Like I think certain things like Donald Trump. He couldn't be a politician in England because his surname means fart. But in America, it doesn't. So, like, certain things like Sheikh Booty, that doesn't work in England, but obviously in Dubai, fine. Donald Trump in America, fine, because they don't call farts Trumps.
Yeah.
So he would never have had this political effect if he'd been
A President
English.
Fanny would do better in America than it would do in the UK.
President Fanny couldn't happen.
No.
In the same way Trump, Kundik. Some of these are just unbearable.
I reckon it's the same guy.
It must
have to be the same guy.
Same
There
similar
can't
area.
be two
Yeah,
of
they
them.
can't. Imagine.
If there is two, then link up, guys.
Yeah.
No one else is going to have that
I'm sure
very
you've got-
specific life
Yeah.
experience.
You've got stories to share.
You're being taught by a pair of Kundiks today. That's even worse. That cannot happen, can it? Tom Warwick says, Merry Easter. Yeah, happy Easter, everyone. Has anyone had any Easter eggs yet?
Not yet.
I've not cracked them open yet. I've got them waiting for me at home.
Have you? I'm doing an Easter egg hunt later as an adult.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah,
love
it's just
that,
at my
though.
in-laws' house.
How do we feel about this? That in the week we didn't have any chocolate in the house, and I said to my girlfriend, I said, Jazz, can I open the Easter eggs? Not to have the actual egg, but the side chocolate that comes with the egg. And she said no.
That's perfectly acceptable to me. Like, you should be. I did. My boyfriend's mum got me an Easter egg and an Easter bunny, and I was driving us over to Sheffield, and I was absolutely starving. I was like, "Oh, can you just pass me some of that chocolate?" He was like, "It's not Easter yet." I was like, "Do you want me to crash this car?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm hungry.
I'm unfortunately part of the It's Not Easter Yet brigade.
But what
I
was
think
it?
it- I think it has to
even
be
the side chocolate.
No, because it's all part of the Easter egg, isn't it? It's the chocolate and the sidecar.
I disagree.
I think you can't touch it, because otherwise, why even buy an Easter egg? If you want some chocolate, get a Snickers or get a whatever. The whole point that you bought an Easter egg is to save it till Easter. Do you know what I mean? They're only around at Easter.
Yeah, but the sidecar isn't.
What was it though?
necessarily
What was
there.
it? If it was
What
a
was
cream
the
egg, you've got no legs to stand on.
What was-
It was a cream egg! It's literally a mini Easter egg. You can't have that. James Stewart says that Ten Hag deserves a red bottom for gatekeeping Ahmad. Yeah, potentially it does actually. Yomi
He's Dutch,
Nelson,
you might like it.
he might do. Yomi Nelson says, happy 420 everyone. Take a puff for me. We can't.
That'd be a good stream, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
Guess what I've brought?
Not
Just
really
hear a
into that
bang
at
at the
all.
door. Create a Manchester Police.
Up the paddock, he says as well. We've got some quotes from Amram speaking about Tyler Fredrickson. He said he's really composed, he's really humble. Every training session that he's with the first team, he's really focused on every detail. He's really good on the ball, so it's a good opportunity for him. I mean, all those things sound great, don't they?
Yeah, but then again, you do never get a manager who goes, yeah, we're not sure this kid's ready, but, we just had to give some players a rest today, so I just sort of sent him in and said good luck.
You worry about young lads in particular playing centre-back, don't you, as well? Because, that is the sort of position where you can be... I mean, actually, maybe tell me how old he is exactly.
20.
Is he 20? Right, I was going to say, because this is the sort of position where you could see people only come into their own or only start to play when 23.
Yeah.
But 20
That's why I'm so excited about Aiden Evan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's doing really well. He's maybe not developed fully physically. Is he going to be as strong as he could be? And I think that's been a big problem with United recently, particularly against Newcastle. It wasn't just that they outplayed us and they were better than us. It was that they were just stronger than us. They were getting shoved off the ball. Garnacho was getting bullied. He's meant to be hard. He was getting bullied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're just more athletic players than us. There's that clip, I know it's maybe slightly unfair, of Tonali running with the ball and Mount sort of struggling to keep up with him. And Mount had just come on as a sub, which I know at times can make you look slower rather than fresher. But just some of their players are just so explosive and hard-working and athletic compared to ours.
I thought that even on Thursday night, to be fair. I thought that a lot of their players, when they were sort of, as they were back in the game and they were coming back up to take that 4-2 lead, they looked so much faster and stronger than us, and it was just like... But then obviously we woke back up and we came back, so all was well, and I still don't know how it happened.
No, I don't know how it happened either. Looking through that team then, obviously I'll take Fredrickson out because I don't really know. Dorgu, physical, athletic, we can tick that box. I think Lindelof, the opposite. I think if he's ever had one weakness, it's getting bullied by athletic, strong, physical players. Mazraoui, kind of in the middle. Amas, again, not sure. Ugarte can go either way, but he's certainly got the aggression and the energy.
Yeah.
He doesn't quite have that size and natural athleticism.
I think he's got that energy into 50-50s when he's defending, when he's trying to get the ball off the opposition. But I really noticed it against City when we were playing him and Casemiro in the pivot. It just wasn't a pivot because neither of them wanted to turn and try and contest a player to go forward. And I think that's a massive issue because we've just had no way of progressing the ball through the middle.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. I mean, Eriksen, again,
he's probably the worst in the team defensively. He offers nothing.
No, and Mainu again. He's not a top speed kind of player whatsoever, is he?
And he's not very strong. He has bulked out since he's come back from injury. I noticed that.
He's like the opposite of Ugarte, where off the ball, I think he gets pushed out of the way. He's actually good at getting his bum in and turning and holding the ball when he's got it. But when he's going for a challenge off the ball, I do feel he can get pushed out of the way a bit. But yeah, again, not particularly quick. Garnacho, again, almost the opposite of Mainu. Quick and nippy, but doesn't have that kind of control and the smoothness that Mainu has. And then Højlund probably is athletic, but he's so... I don't even know where his head is at the minute. It just seems like he's miles away.
He does frustrate me in duels. Like there's... there are some centre-backs that you won't physically beat as a striker, but there's so many aerial duels where he just won't jump.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating to watch because you feel like it's a confidence thing. You feel like he doesn't go into a contest because he just feels he won't win. And I think that's really... I don't know.
Do you think he's done, Højlund? Do you think he's done?
No, I think it's harsh to call. So I mean,
at United, sorry.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think I don't know. We know there's a decent player in there, but I think we just haven't. We don't know whether we're going to get that out of him or whether he's reached a point now. I don't know how much more patience fans have got with him. We've seen him, right? He had like a good purple patch, was it last season, where he scored like quite a few goals in consecutive games.
It was at the Premier League as well. He's like Premier League games.
It was like, I think it was like 3 goals in 4 Premier League games. Could be getting that wrong. That was what
it would be
I
nice to
seeing.
see him have at least one more spell of confidence there, wouldn't it? Even if he'd never sort of becomes a 20-goal a season striker or whatever.
I think it was...
it'd be nice to see him at least have one more like month where he looked like he could do it. Because at the minute, it's been so long since he had that like, bloody hell, he's a threat or he's a handful or whatever the things you would say about him. That seems to have been gone for months and months.
It was
now.
Carl Anker, I think, on The Athletic, who wrote a piece like comparing it to like that kind of ketchup bottle metaphor.
Yeah.
And that's the phase he's in at the minute, and then suddenly goes.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Like we don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah,
like,
and it needs to be more consistent than that.
That's
long term, anyways, if he wants to be a top striker for anyone, whether it's United or not. We've got 5 minutes till kick off. That's flown by, hasn't it? That hour.
Let's get some bins and
we've covered all
Chelsea,
the big.
Actually, let me text my girlfriend and see what's on our bin.
You have to now.
County / area.
Can we just mention as well about Wolverhampton? Have you ever been to Wolverhampton?
I have not.
Have you ever been to Wolverhampton, Joe?
No, I haven't.
It may be the worst place in the world. I lived in Wolverhampton for like 4 months. And honestly, it was utterly depressing.
It's a shame that because
I feel sorry for
the
the
coolest
people there.
name of any place in the country.
True.
Wolverhampton.
I remember
That's
we
amazing.
went, me and my friends at uni, one of my best mates is from Wolverhampton, and we went on a trip together to Milan, and I kid you not, there was a Wolverhampton Wanderers sticker on a lamppost within like our first 5 minutes of walking down the street. He was just so gassed. He was like, you never get this appreciation in the UK.
That's how you know you're from a pretty crap area, when you get excited when other places mention when your area, like if you're watching TV and someone mentions Wolverhampton, you're like, oh my, Wolverhampton, like yeah.
We always used to get, because the footballers, I think, actually no, do you know what, I'm not even going to say a footballer's name, but like certain footballers used to always get caught speeding. It'd be like, he was caught speeding in Wilmslow. And I was like, that's near me, I know where that is.
He committed the crime near me.
Yeah.
Amazing. Not the sort of crimes that get committed in Wolverhampton, I don't think.
No.
Speeding in your Range Rover.
Yeah, no. They don't know what a Range Rover, they don't know what a car is.
Worksop where I'm from.
That was a joke, by the way, people from Wolverhampton.
Worksop was in the news the other day, which is where I'm from in Nottinghamshire, technically, because someone's house blew up while they're in it.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
See that? Just one of those pictures where it's like terraced house, rubble, terraced house, terraced house.
Were they okay?
No, they died.
Oh my God.
I know. So
yikes.
Big up to Worksop anyway. Not why we want to be in the news, but it's nice to remind people that we're still there. The last one before this that Worksop was in the news for was a big sinkhole just down the road.
I remember that.
I remember that.
And there's there was a famous video where it's like all the cars lined up. One went round it, and then one just went straight into it and like almost flipped the car over and just straight into the sinkhole.
My boyfriend's from near Whaley Bridge in the Peak District, and he always tells the story of, like, you know, when it nearly flooded and like Boris Johnson was there when he was Prime Minister.
Yeah.
He said they were all just sat in his house like drinking gin and tonic, and his mates had to evacuate to his house because they were worried it was going to flood. They're going, that's our school, like that's Lewis's house.
That sounds great though. Like a
I do like
flooding risk, and everyone just round in the living room because you have to be there.
Yeah,
it's like when COVID, like the first 2 weeks of COVID, where you had an excuse to do nothing. It was just amazing. Oh,
I literally, I wasn't even like, so I was still at school and I was meant to be doing my GCSEs and they got cancelled. So I literally, when I tell you I had nothing to do, I had nothing to do. School were just like, your exams are cancelled. Like, just.
Is this when everyone just got the grades that the teachers thought they were going to get? I'd have loved that.
I'd have done so bad.
It really.
I pulled it out the bag like in the last 3
That's
weeks.
the thing. Like, it really went one way or another. Like, there were some people that hadn't really like pulled it out for mocks, and then there were some people like me who'd been massive nerds over it and did fine. But then, like, our year's been used as like an example to every year since. It's like, well, you should take your mocks seriously because do you remember what happened during COVID?
Just in case there's another
pandemic happens, then who will be laughing when you get the D from your predicted grades? Unbelievable. One sec. Onana's in. Oh no, sorry. Wait, no, it is new. Sorry, there's a lot of 420 references. I can't remember whether I've read these or not, but this is new. This is from Lero T9. It says Onana's in goal, but he's highly stressed. 420 is the cause. Can't save because he's second guessed. I think that's a poem. That's a little poem there from Lero T or Lerot. Very nice.
Haiku.
I think it might even be a haiku. I don't know. I feel like everything's a haiku, but it's obviously not.
Right, people are always saying that things are haikus, aren't they?
They are, though.
I'm not going to count. I'll take
it's a haiku. Yeah, 6, 9, 12, whatever. I don't care. Get your score predictions in the comments and hit the like button as well, please. Let's try and get to 1,000 likes before kick-off. Cerys, I'll start with you. Score prediction, please. How's the game going to go today?
I said we would win 2-1 on the preview, and I'll stick with that. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet, but I can see us scoring. Like I was watching Wolves Tottenham last week, and defensively, like I think you can catch them out basically. Like I know I back us to manage to do that a couple of times, but I think just between, you know, we've obviously rotated a lot. I can definitely see us conceding, but we should win, shouldn't we?
You'd hope so.
You would hope so.
They actually aren't very good, are they? I know they beat us last time, and they've got Cunha. Obviously, has been a talking point linked with United in the summer. I think Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic was on here and he's written articles about United having genuine interest in him in the summer.
We've got genuine interest in everyone.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Gaz, what are you thinking?
I'm going to confidently say 3-1 Manchester United. We score 3 goals today.
So you're telling me we're going to have scored 8 goals in 4 days?
Yeah.
Sounds fake.
That can't be the man.
And it's mainly because I'm excited of the Mainu and Garnacho number 10 link.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Yeah,
it's what's exciting me. Cunha, right? Do you accept the odd breakdown that he has for him to come to Man United?
Well, the odd sort of head loss.
Yeah, he loses his head, doesn't he?
It depends what type of head loss it is. Because I need someone who knows him properly. Not just like, because obviously watch it from the outside, you think, not sure. But then there are plenty of great players that have the odd head loss that is fat. Like Wayne Rooney used to lose his head occasionally. Roy Keane would lose his head occasionally. I don't think he's obviously not at that level. But players being a bit of a nutter isn't always a bad thing.
No.
And especially if you're a team that is at times a little bit soft and a little bit easy to push around, maybe someone like that. But
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But then again, you don't want someone who is making it harder for his team all the time by kicking off in the dressing room, being a knobhead in training. That's what I mean. Someone who knows him better.
Yeah.
Because theoretically, it could be the right kind of nutter, and it helps. But there are people who just think, just making everyone's life harder, here, mate. What do you think?
I was just noticing that United have 4 Scandinavian players playing today.
That's quite impressive.
Quite a lot of Scandinavian players. I agree with in the sense that we've got a soft underbelly this team. So to have someone who is a bit of a nut job would probably do us a bit of good. It just depends on how the rest of the squad gel with him. Like him being like that and being a sort of trouble starter, if you like, that could potentially influence someone like Alejandro Garnacho in the wrong way.
Yeah.
But if you've got a captain like Bruno Fernandes, who I think is willing to put players in their place, his teammates, then maybe it could work. It's all about the manager, isn't it? It's all about how he deals with discipline.
And I don't think Amorim would tolerate nonsense.
I don't.
You don't get that impression from him at all. You get the impression, we saw it for City in December when Garnacho and Rashford were both playing really well, but for one reason or another, he wasn't happy, so they were out.
There are different ways of dealing with it, though, isn't there? Because we all talk about Sir Alex Ferguson and how he's this genius man-manager in particular. And he treated different players differently. There's this story, I can't remember which former United player tells the story, but the Crystal Palace game with the famous Kung Fu kick, United played
I know exactly what. I saw.
Do you remember who it was that told the story?
Let me find
I can't
it,
remember.
My dad literally.
And basically, he went into the change room because United had played terribly, and he was pointing at all the different players, you were useless. You can't string a pass together. You're absolutely rubbish. You're leaving Man United this summer. You can't shoot straight. You must have your boots on the wrong feet. And Eric. Can't be doing that, mate. Yeah, Lee Sharp. Yeah, I was you can't be doing that, mate. I was that's amazing, amazing.
Got off lighter than everyone else.
Yeah,
it is. But that is. I think sometimes people like to. You see all these videos on social media of how to manage a team and great leaders do this and alpha males and all this bollocks. But realistically, people who are good at leading, you can learn it. But I don't think Sir Alex Ferguson was taking alpha male coaching lessons. He was just the sort of bloke that the way he did things happened to resonate with footballers over a 35-year period.
And that's also the thing, not every squad is going to respond the same to the same man management style.
And you also need to get players. This is a big part of the ownership. It's not just who can do it on the pitch, it's what personalities gel with the way the manager manages. You need there's so much going into it.
I'm imagining Fergie sat down with Andrew Tate, and I'm just I'd pay so much money.
Have you ever seen that
for 10 minutes of that? That would be so good.
And he might be my favourite one of all the people that I absolutely hate because they're rancid. There's a bloke.
I was going to say, where's this sentence going?
He's an American guy. He's got the reddest skin of all time. It looks like his face is just made out of pure cranberries. And he says he doesn't have anyone on his sales team that doesn't have a six-pack. Because if you don't have the discipline and the self-control to have a six-pack, you cannot sell things on my team. He's my favourite one.
I mean, we have that in place on this channel, though, don't we? Yeah. I mean, us three are all ripped, so it makes total sense.
You can't. Oh, the red-faced guy is hilarious, according to him. Fairness.
I have no idea who you're talking about, and I feel like I really want to.
I'll send you a video from him. He's absolutely absurd. But he's one of those people that talks about how, everything comes, work has to come first. If you're not in it 100%, you might as well just quit now. People who want to die for it. And then he reveals he has a week off every month and goes on holiday. Anyone can be dedicated when they're literally only working 3/4 of the weeks of the year.
All of these people as well, they all had massive inheritance to get to where they are. It's so, it's ridiculous.
It's so bizarre. And you're like, I do this and this, but actually,
if it wasn't
I just take a week off a month. No one else gets to do that, you knob.
If it wasn't so dangerous and infecting the mind of the uneducated youth, it would be hilarious. If all this stuff was happening 15 years ago, people would find it hilarious.
Yeah.
But then you actually deep it and you're like,
yeah, I mean, I've heard from girls who have gone on dates with guys who are like, oh, Andrew Tate makes some really good points. And I'm like, oh god, are people actually like? Oh right, okay.
I've been fortunate enough to avoid that, but people at uni being like, yeah, Andrew Tate, I obviously disagree with all the. I obviously disagree with a lot of what he says, but I'm like, nope. End the sentence with the first bit, or better yet, don't mention him at all.
Yeah, there's a line where if you say you might like someone, you might have a mate who on one thing you disagree with them, and you can still be their mate. But it gets to a line where if 50% of what you're saying is damaging, horrible, racist, sexist, whatever, homophobic, then let's just ignore that person entirely and focus on someone who doesn't say the majority of their stuff in a horrible, violent way.
It's
you don't need to like.
And that is the message
2%.
of Easter.
Yeah, there we are. It's Hitler liked dogs.
But let's focus on someone who just only liked dogs, shall we? Fucking hell.
Forget all the fascism.
We don't need to try and find the good in someone that is totally evil. Yeah. Let's just find someone who is good and focus on them instead.
Then now it's become a thing on Twitter where I genuinely see actual real life people debating whether Hitler was that bad. And I'm like, how have we ended up here? What has happened?
There's enough times passed where people want to look a bit edgy and they think that it's quite cool. and it's fucking sad. Right,
Come on.
23
Let's go. 0-0.
Stick to football.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's stick to football. Like, although we don't have to, it's our channel, we can do it all.
Yeah, exactly. Depends how crap it is.
Callum Riding says 2-1 loss, unlucky lads, best team won. Paul Shoes.
Oh, he's already seen the game.
He's already seen it, which
Fair
is
play.
annoying.
Oh, we might as well
Callum
go
Riding
home.
is Speaking from the future.
I forgot.
Interesting.
Way to spoil it.
Stevie68H says, do you think we will wear the beautiful red, white and black stripe? Steve did say earlier in the season that the stripe needs something memorabilia.
Oh, what, the third kit, you mean?
Oh, the third kit.
I really like that kit.
I wasn't sure what that was in reference to before. It is a nice kit, actually. The white one, it's got the three stripes
It's
on
annoyed
the
me. Like I have that kit, but I think it must have been some soup or something that has dropped down the front of it. So it's been demoted to a running shirt now.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
a shame, isn't it?
If you can demote, did you get it from the club website?
I think I got it. I got it.
And you
properly.
can put that as a running shirt.
Well,
my running shirts are like T-shirts that I've picked up at a charity shop for £3.
But but Cerys, it's literally got like a stain down the front. Like I could not go out of the house wearing it.
Where'd you run?
I'll just run around my house. No, not like inside my house. Sorry, around the local area.
Sounds really worrying.
I do laps around the kitchen.
I saw there was someone on them. It's like a screenshot of someone's Strava, and there's this bloke. I think he's in America who was running like ultra marathons, but it was all a 1 kilometre loop around his house. So he'd run it like he's run it like 10,000 times in the last year, and you're like, mate, what is happening in your brain?
No, I've got friends. I've got friends who will go for a run and just run around our local park like 20 times. I don't understand how you can do it.
I run away from my house for half of the distance I want to run, and then run home.
Is that not just common sense?
But that's surely what
I do a loop if I know where I am and I know it well enough to make the distance. But if I'm like somewhere I don't know, I'm just I'll go out and back and make it the distance I want to do.
Yeah, the running around the 600 metre park for a 10k is just like.
So when you're in the gym and you see people on the treadmill for like an hour, I'm like, what are you?
Yeah, go outside.
Terrifying.
It makes me
laugh. Barely do a 5k on a treadmill.
Particularly when I see, because I live in Sheffield. Particularly when I see people on a Stairmaster. I'm like, mate, we've got plenty of hills. Literally, just go outside.
Oh, good ball. I think we started pretty well there. Like. Harry Amas there put a good ball in.
Yeah.
He's looking dangerous. I never really clocked the comparison that you guys were making with Harry Amas and Luke Shaw, other than the fact they're both left-sided defenders.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna
keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
There's just a little like.
Is he stocky like Luke Shaw? Like proper.
He's not particularly stocky, but he's just the way he sort of holds. I don't know if it's his kind of body shape or not body shape, like what's it called? His posture or something. Is that offside?
I was going to say, it wasn't a foul.
So have we got Dorgu playing up the right wing back?
Yeah.
Right.
So far, yeah.
That'll be interesting to see how that is.
I will be quite interested to see this because I'm always a bit frustrated by how much deeper Dello seems to be when he's playing at wing back than usually like Dorgu opposite him. But, I'll be interested to see whether these two are both play really high or whether it's a deliberate tactic that we have someone who comes back a bit deeper or not.
Yeah.
Because usually it's basically just been Dallo.
Oh, Wolves in behind. Careful, boys. Yeah, well done.
It's that time of the year where the camera's struggling to keep up with the bright and the shadow on the pitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I could barely even see inside the box there. And I see Holland get a goal today.
Go on, Rasmus.
Go on.
Yeah, it's a shame, but I kind of think he's going to be gone in the summer, Hoyland.
Where do you think he goes though? This is kind of the things. What did we pay for him? 72 million. Like it kind of depends.
You can usually just start by saying Chelsea, and that typically is going to be right.
Probably right. Like
they'll
chances
show
are
some interest, won't they? Because that's what they do.
I wonder what happens with Sancho at the end of this season.
Yeah,
he doesn't go Chelsea.
No,
I think they'll pay the money to cancel it.
So supposedly around 5 million, isn't it? Which so they want. I think the deal was it 24 million. So basically, if we get paid 5 million to get him back, we need someone to buy him off us for 20 million to make the money that Chelsea should have given us.
I think we can get 20 mil for him.
You think he'd want to go back to the Bundesliga? Do you think they'd have him back?
Yeah, someone would. Surely Dortmund Dortmund have surely got 20
He's
million.
wages, though, isn't it?
He seems to do a lot better there than in the Premier League. I know this is a really naive thing to say, but footballers quibbling over how many hundreds of thousands of pounds they're making does drive me absolutely mad.
And especially when you just Sancho.
Well, the other thing with Sancho as well
especially if you're not going to be playing at the club where you're making the higher wage, I really don't get it.
No, it's slightly embarrassing, isn't it? Because what is he could have 15, 20 million quid in his bank account already by now if he wanted to, or should have. But the other thing with Sancho is, I think he's only got a year left on his deal. So it's not as though if he were to leave now, he's not losing as much as he would have done had he left on a transfer a year or two ago.
Is there a chance that he stays for the last year of his contract?
It's possible. Let me double check it as a year. Which 2020, 2021,
Has he even been... Because he's not been here at all under Amorim, right?
No, good point, no.
So...
Yeah, summer 2026.
No idea what Amorim thinks.
So if he does leave now, he might be able to stomach losing half of his wages because it's only 1 year's worth of that. Whereas if it was last year, that's probably the equivalent of an extra 10 million quid that he would have lost, or 20 million quid. Now it'll only be 10.
And then there was me this morning trying to work out if I could pay £5 rather than £7 for my train ticket out.
I've literally just been driving around the car parks because I'm like, I'm not paying 12 quid. I'd pay the 8 quid, but I ain't paying the 12 quid.
Do you find it funny?
Every month I get my monthly pass for the train. I think I should just do the annual pass because it saves me like 70 quid a year. But I think, well, if I move house and then I don't use it at all, then that's going to cost me more than the 70 quid. Like having these debates, and he's on 300 grand a week not playing for Chelsea.
Yeah, no, it does depress you sometimes.
Yeah, that's a foul, by the way.
I bet he knows what's on his bin though.
Well, I've got the word that it's Cheshire.
Ah, there you go.
That's from
Cheshire
Lizzie.
Council.
So Cheshire, there you go.
Tyler Fredrickson is quite a Cheshire name, to be fair. I know that doesn't mean anything, but it is quite a Cheshire name.
Well, someone actually did I read that out about where he'd played? Did I read that before?
No.
You said Mainu.
No, someone said. Sorry, I forgot who it was in the comments. I don't know if you're still watching. They said that his on a social media post that he'd posted, it said about him playing for someone called like Richmond or something, and it was Stockport.
Richmond.
It was Stockport.
That's Ted Lasso's team,
as a kids team. Maybe it wasn't Richmond. I might have just made that word up. But it was. If you're still in the comments, put something in about him playing for a Stockport team.
Stockport, wow.
So he may well be from Stockport. We're not sure.
Some good players from Stockport.
I forgot that Liverpool can win the league today.
Can they?
Yeah, I can't remember what is it if Arsenal lose?
It must be.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Is that right?
They're playing Ipswich.
Sky have got.
I think we're all right, guys.
They got Arsenal aim to delay title coronation.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to have to announce that on here. I'd much
I
rather
maybe
that
just
happened when
ignore
we're
it,
not
to be
live.
fair.
Yeah, that's it. We'd never mention it from now on.
Yeah, if Liverpool win the league today, you certainly won't know about it here.
Like when they won it in COVID and no one was there to see it.
This is a safe space.
So did it happen?
And I'm not going to be entertaining any of this as it stands nonsense
either,
because that isn't the table. As it stands isn't the... People think that like the table live updates during a game. That's just were it to finish now. Those points aren't awarded until the game is over.
Yeah, no,
So
it's especially if like, we're playing... I think someone did it when we were playing Ipswich and they scored really early on at Old Trafford.
Lucky you! That's not a penalty. He did nice little feint there to let the ball go across his body. Sorry, Cerys.
No, it's all right. I should actually pay more attention.
Hoyland hadn't done bad here either, and then he's brought it down.
It's
not a pen, is it? It's not a pen, unfortunately.
I think he's knocked the ball away from him before he actually goes to ground.
You know what I'm really glad about? One good thing in modern football is that players don't wear ridiculously tight shirts anymore. They actually wear football shirts that fit them. Also, same with shorts.
Yeah.
Like they've gone on to they look like basketball players.
What now?
Yeah, with how long their shorts are. It's just something that I've noticed.
They go in generational sort of waves, don't they?
Is that Mainu?
Yeah. Do you remember sort of early
That's
2000s?
Nice
we went from the 90s baggy shirts to those like tight shirts.
Yeah.
Like some of the Chelsea kits. I can imagine like Ramirez in the tightest shirt you've ever seen.
Remember Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal?
Yeah, like
ridiculous.
Just absolutely bicepped up in that tight shirt. Yeah, now they're just a bit more normal again. Do you remember that? Was it Cameroon who had that kit where the shirt and the shorts were one piece?
It was definitely an African team.
That?
I can't remember which team it was.
I was going to say, what year are you talking about?
I don't think they were allowed to.
No, they weren't allowed to wear it.
Were they?
It was Cameroon look.
Arsenal.
Oh, that's good.
It was a one-piece shorts and shirt kit.
When's that from?
2004.
I thought it was longer ago than that.
20 years. What? Who scored for
It's
Arsenal?
basic-
21 years.
It's basically a baby grow.
Trossard. Pathetic.
All right.
Well done, Hoyland. Well done, ER. Here's a chance here.
That was good, that. Go on.
Go on.
Hit
Go
it.
on.
Oh, he's not going to get there. Bloody hell. That was a good play, that.
I like what Mainu did a minute ago, though, where I was saying about just not being able to progress the ball through the middle. I think he really does add that, because he can get up and down pretty well as well. Like, he dropped in there, took it, and carried it sort of out to the byline. It didn't quite come off.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Yeah, United looking all right so far, yeah. Not a dominant performance, but do you know sometimes have those games where we immediately look caught out for speed and just intensity?
Yeah.
Well,
from a positive point of view, right, if you were sort of watching this with, blurred eyes and you didn't know the players, you wouldn't look at it and be like, oh, we look like we've rotated really heavily. No. We look like we've got kids making their debuts or anything like that.
Well, we do, because we're a bit better.
Exactly, yeah. You would think it, but not for the right reasons. Yeah, Wolves look a little bit.
They've got now to play for either. Like, I think that today they'll confirm I think Ipswich will go down today, won't they? Oh, that's poor from... Has he got a foul for that?
That's a bit lucky, that.
Yeah,
Did he kick him while he'd slipped over or something?
Ugarte, he protected the ball really well, and then he was pushed to the ground by Andre. I don't think it was actually a foul, though. He slipped.
Is it that?
He slips and then he's sort of pushed, but not massively. Coming together, as they like to say on the old commentary. Yeah, which isn't my least favourite phrase ever, by the way, because that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it's a coming together. A foul is a coming together.
This helped me yesterday, though. I was doing updates on a Bury game.
Yeah.
This is the game they went up. And I was doing an update. Oh, hang on. Go on, Hoyland. Go on. Oh.
I think he has to commit more there.
Yeah. Put more on it.
Well done, Amas, there. Why did he slow down then?
I think it feels like confidence, doesn't it? That's what it feels like.
But yeah, yesterday I was doing an update talking about what's happened in the game so far, and then as I looked up, I just saw the referee pull a red card out, and I had no idea what had happened, and I literally just went, it was a strong coming together in the middle of it. I had no idea what had happened. Yeah, but I was right. I saw it later. I was like, yes, get in.
It's a catch-all term.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
strong coming together. Unless he hits someone with a slingshot.
Well, I was like, please.
Probably going to be.
I was thinking like, please don't be a headbutt or something like that. Although that is a strong coming together.
A second yellow for time wasting or something.
Yeah,
like that.
that's the one you don't want, isn't it? He took his shirt off from scoring or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're pretty safe with a strong coming together.
That's good from
Well done,
Ugarte.
Well done.
Nice and high up.
Come back. Well done.
I worry with him when he's surrounded by players, Garnacho. He's not that sort of player that blink and he's round them.
No, he can burn away from people, but I don't think in close quarters he's quite that player.
Jan Ingerhoff with a super chat says United has to pay the difference in wages to Sancho. Also did it with McTominay and Wan-Bissaka. Will also do if Rashford goes to Villa.
What if he leaves? You mean?
Yeah, so I think sometimes they pay, but only for the year remaining. Like, I don't know if you want to cancel your Virgin TV subscription, you have to pay some of the remaining month's fee.
Yeah.
So I think it's that kind of thing. So like, if Sancho goes to Dortmont and let's say he goes from 300 grand a week to 200 grand a week,
so
we will pay him the equivalent of 100 grand a week for 1 year. So let's say, what would that be? 5 million quid. We'll give you that.
But surely that's only if he goes to Chelsea, right?
I don't know.
Well, it's weird because
I think if why would that be different to other clubs?
Because like Chelsea's the one that we've already got the agreement with.
I think it's even if we sell him.
What?
I think so.
This is again. Sorry to interrupt the Sancho chat, but again, I just don't think we've got enough people in the box. It was a really nice bit of work over there on the left, just down by the corner flag. Put a nice cross in, and there was just no one to meet the end of it. I don't know how that sort of gets remedied under Amarim's system, though. This is the only thing that I'm still not sure about. Is sometimes it feels that there's that massive gap between the forward line. Sometimes it feels that we've just got no one in the channels. Those are my two major frustrations. But I look at the picture, I'm not sure who's supposed to be there quite.
Yeah.
It's frustrating when you see someone going for a cross and you look in the box and
There's
you're like,
just no one.
Great, cool, brilliant.
Yeah,
Who should be there? Harry Maguire.
Yeah, I think sometimes when we're playing on, not on the counter attack, but do you know when we are playing out quickly from the back, we don't get players in the box quick enough. I think when we hold possession in their half, we can do it then, and when we're counter attacking and it's a 2-on-1, you don't need to do it. But it's that like quick transitions that's not quite a counter attack. Like you said, you look up and it's just Hoyland or sometimes no one arriving in the box, or you'll have Dallow out on the other side, not actually inside the box. I think we need to get... That's probably, again, a lack of athletes in the middle or players who can get up the pitch quickly and consistently. But, yeah, hopefully he can fix that. Fucking hell.
Wow.
Like that
was brilliant.
I was going to say, was that one of the kids
throwing straight into the feet of Lindelof, who puts it out for a throw-in. Brilliant. Fantastic. What a player. Swedish captain, don't you know?
Is he?
Yes.
Wonder where he'll go. Because his contract's running out this summer, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder where he'll go to. I could see him playing in the Serie A.
Yeah, he'd do well, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'd do well.
I could see him there playing for like Atalanta.
It's like you look at like Inter Milan though. Don't they still have Darmian?
Yeah. I don't know if he still does, but he was starting every week from like last season.
How long's Lindelof been here? Because it feels like he's been here absolutely
2018.
forever. Really?
It's under Jose.
That recent?
Well, I'll tell you what. Oh.
Let's have a look.
I mean, I guess that is now 7 years.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
it's
a
quite
long
a
time.
while.
Was it 2018? Let me double check. Yeah.
feels like he's just
2017.
Ooh, that's not ideal.
2017 he signed. June 2017. So yeah, 8 years. Don't feel like it, does it?
Just like because now, because I am approaching 30 rapidly.
Yeah.
I just see like young lads playing football now, and it just makes me feel so old. Do you remember the first United player who was younger than you?
Me and
that.
Jay had this conversation on
did you?
the preview the other day because mine was Garnacho.
Was it?
Yeah.
God, that's a good one. To be fair, though, Garnacho.
Well, I remember being in that because I was in the stands with my dad when this kid came on. And we were like, "Oh, I don't recognise him," and I did a quick Google, and I was like, "Ooh, that feels like a life milestone."
It's when you realise the dream's over, isn't it? It's like, yeah. Or do you remember the first like women's player that you'd seen that was younger than you?
Well, I mean, by the time United even reformed their women's team,
yeah,
I was too old.
Yeah.
And also, like, let's be so clear, that was not the main obstacle. I'm really not. I don't think it wasn't United's institutional lack of a women's team that was stopping me making it in.
That's the excuse you can use, though, Cerys.
Yeah, what was I supposed to do? I could never have.
Yeah,
the dream just wasn't there for me.
I love United so much.
It just made me give up, and I couldn't have played for anyone else.
No,
it was the only
you
team.
didn't have the heart to play for anyone else.
No.
Exactly.
I think for me, Rashford was the one that came through as young, and he was younger than me because he's 27. I'm 31.
So he made his.
No, there's someone before that.
There must be.
There will have been technically, but he was the one that made me realise.
Right.
Because none of the other academy players that are older than him really made it.
No.
Like there's a big generational gap between like the Lingard era and the Rashford era, and there's like 5 years. Lingard and Pogba are older than me. Did anyone come through in the meantime? I know Januzaj did for a little bit, but that didn't really count because he was only here for 2 years.
No one that springs to mind.
Like Rashford was almost like, this guy has come through at United, he's a first team player and he's younger than me.
Yeah.
He's when I noticed it.
Mine was James Wilson.
Was it?
And I remember like keeping my eye on him when he was in the squad, and I was like, if this guy plays, it's officially happened.
God, yeah, I don't remember who it actually like statistically
Technically
was because it will have been someone like Fosu Mensah or something probably.
Tyler Blackett.
Fosu Mensah.
Paddy McNair.
No, he's 27.
That is
he's
a blast
older.
from the past.
It will have been the same. When was Jesse Lingard?
How old was Cameron Borthwick Jackson?
I think he was about 19 when he made his
Because
debut.
I remember him because his name I remember it on the back of his shirt. It was
it was like Jan Vennegar of Hesselink. It was like all around it.
Shorts to shorts.
Yeah.
Any other goals, producer Ben?
Yes, Fulham's 1-0 against Chelsea.
I knew they would be.
Lovely.
And I reckon Fulham were going to batter Chelsea today.
Hope so.
Alex will be scoring that.
Nice.
Good fun. in what is now always going to be known in my head as the Quinoa Derby.
Alex Iwobi is one of those players that was just born too late to be a Barclaysman. But if he was around 20 years ago, would have been known as a Barclaysman.
Yeah.
Without doubt. Come on, Reds.
Yeah.
Where's Frederick? Oh, there he is.
Is he left-footed? I'm guessing if he's playing on the left-hand side. Well, he's done 2 passes with his right foot there, so probably not.
Nice.
Look at this. See, it's good passing
Passing it
play.
around.
I'm quite surprised that they're not pressing us more.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
Yeah.
I don't think this team's strength is by that I mean us. I don't think one of our strengths is dealing with being pressed on the ball. I think the only people I'm confident in to kind of worm their way out of it really is Mainu.
The plan
Anyone
is
else?
the plan is clearly never to cross, because like even when they get it here out wide, look in the box, like
Yeah.
they're not ready for it.
No.
But I don't know how our attacks are. Do you see what I mean about the space in the channel there? Like I know that plays just stopped for a foul, but there's just it doesn't feel like we've got an outlet.
When it was on the left-hand side, it was Cobby Main who sort of made that run in the channel, and you were like, okay,
Nice.
that's the only option, like though.
Yeah, I wonder where it's going.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing.
Ian Groom in the comments says Luke Shaw not in the squad, injured. No, he's just being rested because he played, I think, 40 minutes more than Amrin wanted him to. At the
You
midweek.
understand the assumption though, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, he's just being rested. They've come out and said that, so it's not a speculation. We could see Mount
Switches on
for a
there.
full half, I think, if he's up for it.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
Go on, Garner.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
We're having some joy down this left-hand side, to be fair. Amas and Garnacho seems to be working all right. I'd say literally
Yeah.
as they look. Yeah.
Let's pour that from Garnacho there.
No, I don't think anyone's watching that
Oh,
run.
Lindelof.
Whereabouts is he from, Strand Larsen? Is he Danish or Swedish? I'm just
He's
looking at
Lindelof.
Lindelof up against him, like.
He's Norwegian.
Oh, it was always going to
Damn
be
it.
on it. It's always going to be that one.
Yeah.
Guarantee it's not one of the ones you just said.
Yeah.
He's been decent this season. 12
Yeah.
goals.
He's been alright. Well, for a poor team as well.
Yeah. Not amazing, but more, you know.
I mean, Che was saying
Double
on
what any of
preview,
our
if
strikers have
Hoyland
got.
had 12 goals, we'd all be laughing.
Yeah. I mean, he did last season. I think it was about that, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was like 8 or 9 in the league last season. He's 16 in all competitions though, which isn't bad.
Is that what we got last
No.
season? 16
Hoyland,
in all
16,
competitions.
This is what I mean. Like, there's
Something to build
people arguing that there's no talent there. It's just that's just not true. It doesn't disappear overnight like that. The question is whether he's in an environment that is right for him to kind of bring that back.
Yeah. United have had no shots so far. Let's see if we can get
Absolutely
them now. But again, look,
dominated.
Oh, yeah, I still
I'd
think
be
United have been the
interested to
better
see
team.
the possession stats. Like I don't remember them having.
Wolves
any
have only had one
chances.
shot as well, so it's not as though it's been
No.
a Wolves heavy performance. But like then you had Amas on the left hand side, and then there was 5 Wolves players with Hoyland in the middle of them, and no United players.
Exactly.
Like, we don't have much of an option when we're trying to play out quickly.
You were saying about Wolves having like the coolest name.
Yeah.
This is why I always think they've got an advantage for the coolest kit because of their badge.
Yeah.
It
the badge
just
good.
is the coolest badge, and also the colour scheme is pretty good as well. That's poor.
Is that Ugarte?
Losing the ball in the middle.
That's a good pass
Oh,
from
you've got to
Goody
get
there.
back. You've got to win that ball there.
Ooh,
Well played.
done.
Well
Fredrickson
played.
there. That was really good.
Was that Fredrickson?
Yeah, good bit of strength and aggression there from Fredrickson.
nice run from Garnacho
Really good.
now.
Come on.
But now, do you see what I mean about all
Yeah.
that space in the middle?
Nice.
Nice
Back
from
post.
Mainu.
Good
Nice
ball.
cross.
Oh,
Nice cross.
lucky.
See,
Really good
it's
cross.
it's there that you can see it, isn't it?
Hoyland's
You can
hurt.
see the idea. It's just
Yeah.
not- oh no.
Hope he's alright. Is he? What's he up?
He'll be
Make
alright.
your mind up.
Yes.
So it's left leg and then just switch it to his right.
Hang on, wait.
It does make me laugh when people do that.
Oh, easy.
Oh yeah, he's just landed right on his. He's literally just come down on his ankle, I think.
Can't tell what happened.
Watch how he lands. I think he's just hit the ground awkwardly.
Yeah, I think he's alright.
Hopefully he's alright.
Well, that was good. Good cross from Amas as well. He put a really good cross in the other day. Was it Xerxes? It was 2. Can't remember against Newcastle. Anyway, he looks like he's got a decent delivery, which is
Yeah, no.
good. And it's good to see someone playing with a strong foot as well as a left back.
All right, the near
Martinelli
post.
scored for Arsenal.
Martinelli
2-0.
scored again.
Yeah, 2-0.
2-0
Oh, no, he
Arsenal.
didn't score last time. When did he score? Trossard. Oh, we were talking about Martinelli's goals, weren't we, before?
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago. About that.
Can I just say, Joe, I was a massive fan. I watched, just before I came today, I watched the 2 minutes, the last 2 minutes of the last watch-along.
I've not actually
was a
watched
good
it
laugh
back
on it.
yet.
I was quite a big fan of the grabbing of the chair and just...
I don't really know why I did that. I don't know what happened there. I wanted to throw something, but I realised I shouldn't really throw anything towards cameras and tellies.
Yeah.
So I just grabbed the chair and was like, wanted to throw it, but I didn't. I don't know, yeah. It was great. Just all instinct.
Well, because I was there on Thursday in a spare Jay very kindly sorted me out with a spare ticket because mine had fallen through. And that meant that I was just sat by myself with no one I knew. But like, I mean, you see me when I'm supposed to be being quiet behind the production desk. I'm like muttering under my breath about everything that's going on. So I just looked completely insane. So I was in between like two dads that had brought their like 7-year-old kids.
were you like that with the kids? Like,
yeah, like me with the chair.
Yeah.
Well, you must have been up celebrating with them though when that last goal went in.
They'd left. They'd taken the kids to bed. And I guarantee you those kids are never going to get over that.
I honestly just think, I think that if you've been to 600 games and you've had a season ticket for 20 years, it's a different experience to what I've had because I've never had a season ticket. But I just don't see why you would leave a game early.
No.
And even if you were to ever leave a game early, let's say this game today, United are 3-0 up with 5 minutes left, you might go, it's a league that doesn't matter and the game is almost certainly won. Fine.
No.
But in any cup game...
No. Like, I think even in a league game, you never know what you're going to miss.
No, of course. But what I mean is, if you were to miss something drastic in this game, the consequences on the season aren't that massive.
No.
I wouldn't leave anyway, but I could sort of see why you go, you know what, even if we do end up conceding 3 late goals, I don't give a shit.
It kind of annoys me. I was just going to say, like, the only thing, like, you have some fans who are like, oh, you should never leave no matter what. You should always stay there and support the team. And it's like, lads, I've left before when we were losing 5-0 to Liverpool. Like, I'm sorry, I just ain't staying for that. I'm just not doing it. We're down to 10 men, 5-0 down. I ain't staying for that. Sorry. I'd rather be at home. But yeah, if it's 1 or 2, the idea of leaving early is insane.
Just in a cup match, why would you leave? Because you might see the most special thing you've ever seen in your life. Like I said, I've never left a game early.
No.
But
if we were 5-0 down against Liverpool,
to every single home game for 60 years, like some people have.
The last time that we left a game early, I was with my dad and my brother, and we were playing Club Bruges, and it was when their defender made the most ridiculous, like, diving handball and got sent off. I think it was Europa League, and we won the game 5-0. And my dad was like, oh, like, I think we can, we were 3-0 up, and he was like, oh, I think we can beat the traffic light, let's go. We're like, okay, fine. We missed 2 goals. And then it was lockdown, and we didn't get to go to another game for over a year.
See, don't leave.
Since then, I have never left a game early.
No, I wouldn't. Just from a sort of, like, I don't know. I don't want to leave early thing. I don't know why. And again, it probably would be different if I was going every single week. Maybe I would feel differently. But I just think it's only 90 minutes, isn't it?
Also, what annoyed me was the people who I saw. There was someone behind me who was really annoying me on Thursday, hurling, like, obviously we were all frustrated at 4-2 down, but he's hurling, like, abuse at these players to the point where I was, I'm trying to keep myself to myself in the stands because, I'm a 21-year-old woman and by myself, I'll just be sensible.
Yeah.
But I was close to turning around being like, either back the team or shut up or leave. Yeah. And then he was trying to convince his mate to leave.
Was that Fredrickson?
Zamas.
Oh, Zamas. Amazing.
He's trying to convince his mate to leave, and his mate's like, no, you know what, like, we're here now, I'm going to stay. And then so this guy's huffing off down the steps, like, muttering all sorts under his breath. And then when Mainu scores, I see him come scurrying back up the steps like a rat, and I was like, oh,
like a rat. I love that. Oh, there we go.
And he told me to shut up as well when I tried to start a chant. I was like,
well, he's just a bell end.
Yeah.
You get them. Every club has them, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
I mean, like, I think people go way too far with some of the abuse, especially in recent years, and some of it is horrible.
There's criticism and then there's abuse.
Yeah,
I don't actually think that's as difficult a line to draw as people make it out to be.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I've been like at games, especially in recent years, where I've been frustrated and I've got up and I've shouted something.
Yeah.
I've said something about one of our players, but I've never. I feel like there is a line. I feel like that recently, though, I've sort of gone the other way when I've been there as a fan because of how bad United have been this season. Like the derby, for example. Onana was taking his time on the ball and loads of people like that, and I was like getting up like saying, "Come on, Andre, lad."
Yeah.
Even though I would rather United have a different goalkeeper, I'm still going to support.
Yeah. Well, I found it so frustrating on Thursday. Like it was gutting when we went behind. It was so gutting, and the mood in the ground was horrible. But I was really just disappointed by how flat the atmosphere was. I was like, this is the time when the team needs you more than ever. And I was pretty disappointed by how flat it was and how few people were getting up and were contributing. But
it's a shame, isn't it?
Free kick from a good position here for Eriksen.
Yeah, maybe slightly far out, but we'll see.
He can hit him now.
He
sits it well, decent save.
Bentley there. In cruise control, you might say, for that one.
You know what?
It's not bad.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was up and over the wall.
Brings a continental
from just outside the box.
Play. It's a Bentley joke.
We got it.
You wouldn't say he's been in Top Gear though.
He's
not had to. Wonder where he got his. Probably from the glove box.
Please score now.
Yeah,
just to shut you up, please.
I mean, United have been.
You're still thinking of Bentley jokes,
Can't stop now. I still can't stop. Anyway.
We've been dominating, haven't we?
Yeah, I think last 10-15 in particular. Wolves looked a little bit sharp to start with, but I reckon they don't care, to be honest, Wolves.
Is that
it is Fredrickson, yeah.
He looked.
Oh, no, it's Ugarte. Sorry. My vision is terrible.
I could only see the 5 at the end of his shirt. I thought it was him.
Well, yeah, so far I've been impressed with Amas. Couple of nice little touches and that one where he sort of did a little foot to foot.
This is good. Back inside. Oh, you've got to go quicker than that.
Decent. Playing a nice little bits of football.
Yeah.
But again, like, look how crowded, like, they're now kind of spreading back out into position, but people were just tripping over each other a little bit.
There's like 15 players in that little square.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Quite impressed.
So we hope Mainu and Eriksen with the passing and sort of dribbling ability can do something. That's good.
He always makes the right decision, Mainu, I always think.
That's what really impresses me about him for such a young player. His considered like the conversations we've been having about Garnacho, for instance. I think Mainu's decision making is one of his real attributes that doesn't get talked about as much. That is a foul.
It's why I still think if we need him, he can play a role as a number 9.
So what game was it at Old Trafford where we played him as a 9? And I think he got injured.
Not the game with Palace.
Yeah, Palace. Yeah,
Crystal Palace.
Yes, yeah, but I
because he had a decent shot in the first 15 minutes.
I thought in that game he did perfectly fine. I just thought that we didn't play to his strengths. We kept putting crosses towards the back post, but that's not his strength. No. His strength is ball to feet and give him a chance to control and turn and shoot. Like, he can do that, but we just weren't giving him those opportunities.
Eriksen's going to hit this free kick.
I think Eriksen's going to score this.
I think he's going to hit it.
Be nice for it.
This is going in the top corner.
Got quite a few this season.
If indeed he does leave in the summer, it'd be nice for him to have like a nice Old Trafford goal before he goes, I think.
Yeah.
He didn't score it.
How many? He's scored about 4 goals, I think, this season, Eriksen.
Has he?
I want to say 4 goals, 4 assists.
Well,
that's just me trying to remember my notes from the last game there. I might be dead wrong.
We're looking at 4 goals, 4 assists. Only one of those 8 goal contributions is in the Premier League, though.
Were they all in that?
To be fair, he doesn't.
What was that?
Everyone got everything against Barnsley.
Yeah, that was the one. Barnsley.
Garnacho's got
Barnsley has inflated our stats.
6 of them were in that game.
Come on.
Barnsley's inflated our stats no end, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Who got an hat-trick that day? Did Rashford get an hat-trick? Have I made that up?
He got a brace, I think. Because that was
maybe no one.
That was my first trip to what is now my local pub after I moved house.
That's nice.
Where was it?
I won't reveal that information. In Sheffield.
What type of pub is it?
It's a cheap pub.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's
student pub.
Is it a chain pub?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so not Wetherspoon then or whatever.
There you go.
No.
See, my local pub, The only one that's nearby that's like worth going to is like a 12-minute walk.
No, I love where I live. You've got literally...
It's not close enough.
You've got 5 brilliant pubs within about a kind of... You walk 10 minutes and then they're all there.
That's good.
And you can then walk between them. So like before, if we've been to watch the football and the pub's full, you can go to the one next door.
Yeah, that's nice. Mine is
£4.
one pub
cracking.
by itself, and the pubs on the main like high street are just rough and not nice at all.
Sometimes the best pubs.
Sometimes they are, but no, it's a lot of Stockport and Man City fans. So
rough.
Yeah, I used to live in Cheadle and it was a bit like that.
Yeah. Stockport generally is quite a lot of that in it. There is United fans, obviously, because there's United fans everywhere, but
it's like their Salford, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have Salford, they have Stockport.
Yeah.
The rest of Manchester, I'd say, is about 60-40.
In favour of United? Yeah. That seems about right from my experience, which is not much. The centre of Manchester is definitely very 50-50.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. I do, the debate about... Because obviously the ongoing thing is no Man United fans come from Manchester.
Utter bollocks.
Yeah. Well, the reason
it drives me mental.
Well, the reason they say that is because like let's say 1% of Man United fans come from Manchester, but that's just because of how many fans we have outside of Manchester.
Exactly.
Common sense, right? But people forget that in Manchester, I would still say it's like a 60-40, maybe even 70-30 split in favour of United.
I mean, in my school growing up, I would say it was probably of every 10 kids, you'd have 4 City fans, 4 United fans, and 2
miscellaneous
random kids whose parents were from London, so they supported
someone
Arsenal
like
or Spurs, or they'd. Oh no one in Wilmslow supports non-league football, darling. It was more likely to be Chelsea.
Yeah,
I think in our year we had like 1 Leeds fan, and then like that was pretty much it, really.
We didn't have any Leeds.
I don't think we had a Liverpool fan.
We had like 5 Liverpool fans in my year, and again it was just like, it's not much point.
Disgraceful.
Just playing out from the back, United looking all right. This pass that you worry about, innit? And then Holland's just on his back.
Fallen over,
no
nothing
foul.
has been given.
Not sure.
He didn't even appeal for it, did he? He's like, that was my fault. That
Just
lad.
slipped.
Don't worry, it's just me.
It's real ice cream van weather, this, isn't it?
I think it's quite hot enough.
It is a shame that
I think we're right
indoors.
there.
It's really nice outside.
I think if you don't get an ice cream van at 16 degrees, you might not get one all year. 16, I think, is the lower threshold for ice cream.
No,
do you not think?
What
are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for a good at 18 to 20. I think if it's 20, like I'm getting an ice cream, no question about it.
If it's 16 and cloudy, no. But this is 16 without a cloud in the sky.
All right.
I think it's shirts off, and I think it's shirts off in the garden, maybe even t-shirt on head.
Ooh,
ice cream.
Britannia.
Leeds United tattoo on the car. And we're going for it. 3/4 length trousers to expose the tattoo at all times.
Pub garden's full at 11:30 in the morning.
Yes, come on.
You're really making me want to go to a pub garden.
Yeah, I want to go to a pub as well.
That last 30 seconds, I think, has cost me £30 now tonight, because I think that's what I'm going to do after this.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I apologise. Oh no, it's Gil, as he always says. Gil here. Gil here. I would rather. Interesting. I would rather have a bat. I think it means the animal bat, the only mammal that can fly.
I love that hand motion to demonstrate.
I mean, that's a bat. That is a bat. Like,
It's not bad, is it?
That's a bat. Yeah.
And they fly all weird.
No, Joe's got the movement correct.
Yeah,
that could be any bird.
Because they're all like really
okay,
skittish, aren't they?
Sorry, we've gone off the point.
Gil here. I'd rather have it gets so bad. I'd rather have a bat with an inflammatory bowel disease as my flatmate than Hoyland as our striker. Thanks, Gil.
That's a vivid
it's quite aggressive,
way to put it, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know what a bat's excrement is like.
No.
Because different animals have different
Use your
kinds
imagination,
of
guys.
excrements.
Yeah.
Is it just like a bit? Surely bat shit isn't like bird shit, is it?
It's going to be more significant.
It's going to be a
than
paste. It's all just a paste, isn't it?
Have you ever seen?
Everything's just dishing out paste.
Have you ever seen snake shit?
Paste?
Disgusting.
Is it paste?
It's sort of like...
These are the sort of experiences that will send my journalism career flying. These sorts
no,
of
good. No. People need to see you on here having this
Wow.
conversation.
It's surprisingly...
It comes in like almost like a shell.
Don't tell me,
almost.
just Google.
And then
literally
it
batshit.
just Yeah.
Sort of looks a
I
bit
used
like
to have a
dog
snake.
poo.
We've
Did you?
got a free kick for Ericsson to cross.
Yeah, let's get
in.
back to this.
Yeah. Change
And
subjects.
unfortunately, it's not
Change
really
subjects.
beaten the first few people.
Yeah, it's the second man.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, get in there. Well
Well
in.
done,
Not a
Matt.
foul.
You
Not a
got
foul. You've
Don't
got to
know
get
what-
it in the
I'm
ball.
not
Has
sure
to
what
fall out.
Agate's doing over by the corner flag, to be honest.
He did a lot well there, but then
Yeah.
just gave himself too
But
much.
then
That's
now-
not- that isn't a foul.
But he's now very far away from where I would like him to be as a holding midfielder.
Yeah.
You know, like people are talking about players that we should replace this summer. No one really is mentioning Diogo Dalot, despite the fact that I feel like everyone gives him abuse all
He's
the time.
mentioned in my house.
Oh, is he?
Is he?
Yeah, no, my brother hates him as well. I'm not a massive, huge fan. Like, I don't think he'll ever win the league anywhere.
Wasn't there rumours about linking him with Real Madrid a little while ago?
Yeah, there was
and we
around
were like,
January. There was,
Yeah, and then they went and got Trent. And so they got Trent and
yeah.
Carvajal rather than Diogo Dalot.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can blame them for that.
Maybe they bring Dalot in as a different option to Trent if Carvajal. Maybe Man United go out and sign Carvajal.
Isn't he like 35?
Straight swap. I'd do a straight swap. I think he's like 33.
Yeah, he is 33.
Nice.
Go on, Mainu.
Mainu's
Well
done
done.
really well there.
Such a good
Lost
player.
the ball, gone to ground, got straight up and won it back. It's fantastic.
Shoot! Oh! It was nowhere near, you know.
Was it not?
It was the Mainu special.
It
though, wasn't
looked
He
really
was hanging
good.
around up there like it might be a corner. No, he's just taking a minute
Let's
to get
see.
back.
Honestly,
Yeah,
United's
makes
best
that
player.
nice run. One touch, left footed shot
not that
towards the
far
far
off.
corner.
I don't think it's that far
This
off.
one, oh no, it is.
I
It's
thought-
a
I
little
think- I
way.
thought-
yard.
Maybe he took a deflection, did it?
I'm not sure.
Maybe a slight one.
I love this
Yeah,
ball
it's a yard wide, isn't
that
it?
they're using.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's
Isn't it?
this retro ball. It's
Total
very cool.
90s style.
I'm still sad about our gold FA Cup holders ball that we got to play with like twice.
Oh. Is that the one that Arteta had the issue with? No, that was a Carabao
No, that
Cup
was
ball,
Carabao
wasn't it?
Cup.
It didn't like-
Which was bizarre in terms of
The ball's all different.
excuses, reasons.
It was too round.
Apparently that's what... Do you remember the Jubilani one?
Yeah.
Was it the South Africa World Cup?
Yeah. Oh
Great
my God,
touch,
Garnacho, unreal.
Jesus. And a good cutback
And
as well
Hoyland's
there.
just nowhere.
That was brilliant from Garnacho. That the reason it moved so much in the air and was so weird is because it was too round.
Hoyland looks like he's limping
Yeah.
a little bit.
So
I
a
love
lot-
that. I love that competition just for that ball, though.
Yeah, it was
made
unbelievable. Like, what was it? Forlan on it, just smacking them from
Yeah.
everywhere.
I can't remember at what point in the competition they realised. Like
Something's
someone
not right,
clocked.
yeah.
Hang on.
It was
a minute.
like group stages, and
Yeah.
everyone going, "This isn't right," and it whistles when it flies. Like all these weird things. Like something's not good about this.
That would have
But
been
balls
an
now-
excellent
Yeah,
pass
well,
if there was a Wolves player at the end of
yeah.
it, but there wasn't.
A lot
I could
of
say that about any pass.
Well,
really.
yeah, I heard it as soon as I said it, right? But it like curled in front of our defence.
That would have been
it was good, but
that
they
would have
just
been
had
a
no
great
runner.
shot if it went in the target.
Listen, right?
yeah. If goals were near the corner flag, that's one of the best shots I've ever seen. Is it coming together?
Oh,
Wasn't it?
1 minute added on. 40
Yeah.
seconds to go.
that half's really passed with us. I reckon we spent less than 5% of this half talking about the match.
Yeah.
But we're talking about football mostly.
Mostly.
I'll give us that.
There's not been too much
backed
going on, has there?
Guano as well.
It's
yeah.
not been. I think United have been dominant, but we've not.
Yeah.
Not been enough chances.
We look like a team better than us has put its second team out. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Like we look,
I agree
like we
with
actually
that,
look quite
yeah.
good, but you're lacking that like first team spike. But by our standards, this is very good.
Yeah. This is actually better than the
Yeah.
first team.
We're passing nicely.
Half time.
Nice sort of close quarters passing.
Yeah.
Don't mind it.
There
He
you
loves
go.
that hoodie, doesn't he, Amorim?
Yeah,
I
he
really
does.
like that.
It is
hoodie, I
nice.
want
It is
Do
nice.
you think it's the same one every time, or do you think he gets given a new one?
I imagine he'll get.
Surely you
the
can
new one.
wash
or,
that.
Or maybe he like keeps it on until we lose, and then he's like, so actually
What,
it's a
like
new
that,
game.
like
It's a
that
new.
fella that's not cutting his
Yeah,
hair.
yeah, yeah. So basically, it's a new one every game. Yeah.
He's starting to look wild now, that guy, isn't he? Do you know the one who's
Yeah.
not cutting his hair until United win 5 in a row?
Bless him.
It is. It's
Legend.
just getting bigger and bigger. He's got the worst type of hair to do it. As
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's so thick and like it's just like
Yeah.
this big. It's unbelievable.
With his bucket hat on.
No, apparently there's footage of him with a bucket hat on. Does it just sit on top of the
Yeah,
hair?
it's just on top of
Oh my god.
That's great.
It's getting into Marge Simpson territory, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. Will he have
That's the thing,
taken
it's growing up
Thursday?
as
Yeah.
Will he have taken Thursday as a
No,
win,
I think
or is he
it's
going?
Premier
Is he
League.
going on the bookies?
Oh, is he doing just Prem?
Oh wait, no. Oh no, it's 5 in a row, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter because we've
Yeah.
not won consecutive Prem games all season.
That is a
amazingly
crazy
bad,
stat,
isn't
isn't it?
know.
That's probably
Absolutely
the most
amazing.
depressing one.
Looking at some of the stats from the first half then, so in terms of possession, United have done well, 62%, obviously 38 for Wolves. Expected goals and shots is the weak point for both teams here. United on 0.09 expected goals and Wolves on 0.02, and that comes from 3 shots, 1 on target for United and 1 shot, no on target for Wolves. That's been the problematic, Gaz. Turning decent build-up, decent holding the ball, a little bit of composure in the middle areas into actual shots and chances. No shots from inside the 18-yard box for either team either.
I mean, that's my main worry, but it's been my worry at times with United this season where we've played relatively well in one half and then just failed to create enough chances. Not just not take the chances, but not create enough chances. Weirdly, the exception to that was Leon.
Yeah.
And we played exceptional. We were 2-0 up at half-time, cruising, and then that leads me on to another worry, and it's like we might get a totally different Man United now the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you made of the first half, Cerys?
I've enjoyed watching. I think Amas has done really well. I think Fredrickson he's not been on the ball tons, but from what I've seen of him, he's looked pretty composed. He's not because my worry with a kid basically playing in centre back is just that he will just look completely physically out of place, and I don't think he has. I've been encouraged by Mainu particularly. I do think having him coming back in is going to make so much difference. I just think his passing is better than anyone else on the team, bar maybe Bruno. But I think his close technical control and ability to kind of pass through like small spaces, I think he's the best in the squad at that.
I think he has to play as a number 10 now.
I think that's his best position. I think he adds that sort of technical close control there that I don't think most of our other players have.
I think I do want to talk about Tyler Fredrickson actually, because there's some really interesting stats, I would say. Firstly, alongside Victor Lindelof, he's made the most accurate passes of anyone in the squad or anyone in the team. 98% he's accurately hit 39 of his 40 passes. But the difference between him and Lindelof is that Tyler Fredrickson has had 6 passes into the final third. So it's not just get the ball and pass it short, pass it sideways.
No,
he's the one who's making those balls through.
He's looked confident enough to try and go forward, which is the frustration that I have a lot of the time is that our players are just passing across the back because they seem too scared to take a risk of going forward.
Yeah, only Christian Eriksen has made more passes into the final third than Fredrickson, and obviously he's doing it from a deeper position. That's the thing that Martinez was so good at. One of the things he was so good at. Every game you'd look at his passes into the final third,
just step
and it'd
out,
be 11, 12, 13, 14. And again, being able to break that transition quickly or make that transition quickly is a big thing. So Fredrickson, not just playing it safe, he's doing good stuff.
I'll tell you one player that I really want to mention. I think Harry Amas has been fantastic.
Yeah. I completely
really
agree.
Yeah. Some good dangerous balls into the middle. I've not seen him put a foot wrong defensively,
No.
maybe positioning wise a couple of times, but he's been great. He stepped out a couple of times, made some good interceptions. I think he's been amazing.
Crossing delivery's been good. He's not looked afraid to take people on down the wing. I've been really impressed with him.
Yeah, me too. And there's that little dribble that he did as well, where he sort of went past someone and then drove up to the halfway line and made a pass. He has looked good. I do too much says take Rasmus off before he gets hurt. He's crap anyway. Okay.
Started off nice, went a bit downhill.
Yeah, it did. But in fairness, he is our only striker that's fit. So maybe at some point
put Chido Obi on.
Yeah, I guess actually.
I'd love to see that.
I'd
love
like
to see a 45 minutes of him.
Yeah, me too. Do you think we'll see Bruno all today?
Maybe last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe we're losing just because he just, might as well throw some at it.
Yeah, might as well. We've got obviously the options there. Maybe a Mason Mount at half-time would be nice.
We won't make any subs at half-time, I don't think, will he? Although, to be fair, he does usually bring youngsters off a bit earlier, doesn't he?
Yeah, and also I think these days, with the 5 subs, half-time subs aren't the sort of rare slap in the face that they used to be. They're quite common now, aren't they? But I wouldn't be surprised either way. It might be nice to see Obi or Mount, definitely. Those would be the 2 I'd want to see. Reminds me of the City game. This no quality says discombobulate.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
I'd say we've been more in charge of this than we were the City game. Although I do think we were the better team.
Yeah,
we got the closest thing to chances.
I thought it was weird that City game that that was the moment where Gary Neville decided that modern football was ruined. And you think, like, I don't know, just that City have been doing this for 6, 7, 8 years or whatever it is under Pep, where it's awful to watch, but they win. And then all of a sudden it's when United, who are the worst we've ever been, actually put in a performance that matches Man City, even though we matched them in a way that was slightly boring. We actually played all right, and then now it's, I need to talk about the state of modern football.
I didn't really hear any of this, I'll be honest.
So he was basically saying, like, football has become, and it led on to this sort of, and I agree with what he's saying, Gary Neville, but I think a lot of people have been saying this for 3 or 4 years, but looking like bitter United fans, myself in particular, saying that Man City and Pep Guardiola generally, I've never been a fan of him, of watching his teams play. Obviously, he's an amazing coach. I think he's the best coach of his generation. But Barca were good to watch because they had such talent, such incredible players, perfect for those positions. But I never like watching him at Bayern. I don't like watching Man City. Obviously, that's a bit different. But because it's risk-free football. All it is risk aversion. So the amount of times that I remember growing up, if you had a corner and you played the ball short and it ended up going back to your goalkeeper, the crowd would get on your back for that. Now that's like a quarter of all corners end back up with your goalkeeper on the ball. That's just completely accepted standard, because it's what can we do to limit risk. It's not how can we create something, how can we take a chance. It's how can we like cut out the possibility of the opposition hurting us the best way possible. And that isn't particularly exciting.
The bigger frustration is like every manager has different ways of going about it, and I like to see teams where you can see the team and you know the manager that's managing the team just by watching them play. I mean, like another example of that would be Diego Simeone. Obviously, very very different, and I'm not necessarily saying attractive in any way, but I think that there is room for that sort of individuality when it comes to systems. The issue is that so many teams try and do it now. And it's like, rather than trying to find a way to beat it, they're like, oh, we can't beat them, join them. No, come on. There are ways to get at Man City. Teams have done it this season. And that's why I hope that this season is a bit of a blueprint going forward. Not just for teams, like, I'm not just for City, but teams who try and play like that. That's why I'm glad bloody Southampton went down. Because who did they think they are, thinking they could come to the Premier League playing like that? Ridiculous.
No, it is a little bit ridiculous. You've got to know the quality in your team. Daniel Cabral says, I don't think Højlund's been terrible. He's held the ball up decently well today. A lot of chat about Højlund in the comments. I almost feel like with the Højlund thing now, it's like, it's just getting to be overkill a little bit. Like, he's having a shocking season in terms of goals. I thought he played quite well against Lyon, to be honest. I thought his link-up play was decent. I thought he did some good things around the 18-yard box. He didn't get a goal, so it's just another check on the list of, like, has he scored or not?
It? Like, I thought some of his passing was good, like you've just said, his link-up play was good, but ultimately, if you're a striker, those are great attributes to have, don't get me wrong, but the only thing that fans are going to be really caring about at this stage when you're not scoring is that you're not scoring. It's a shame, it really is, because kind of similar to goalkeepers, I guess. Like, goalkeepers and strikers are the easiest players to point at and say you are the problem, because they're the two most obvious. They're the ones that kind of take the responsibility for the score sheet at the end of the game. But I don't know.
I agree. I don't think he's had a bad game though.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's been fine is probably the best way I could put it. And the question you sort of have to ask yourself is, if it was not within the context of this season, would you be calling it a bad game? And the answer is no. But obviously, because it is, you're looking at it in this wider context and saying, is this a sustainable way for him to be playing? Is this a standard that is acceptable? And it's like, not if it's every single game.
No, exactly. And it has been too many games have been this. And, we can all see that. But at the same time, I don't think it's particularly helpful to slag off a player just as much as you want just because they haven't scored.
Exactly.
Like, he might not be good enough for United. Maybe he isn't. Probably isn't. But also, he's playing up front for us, and he's not had a bad day today. So, I don't know. I don't see a reason to make it worse if there's no need to. Rick Murray says, quality might not be there, but they're playing with urgency and grit. It's a good sign with these youngsters. Personally, I'm happy considering. Yeah, I agree. Nace says, Højlund only receives the ball from Onana and no one sees the problem here. There's literally no penetration into the box in this team, no carries or passes.
That is where I feel sorry for Højlund when it's constantly just lumped up to him. That ain't his game. He ain't that sort of strong player who can back into a defender, and he tries it all game. He spends half the game wrestling with the opposition centre-back and he never wins.
Yeah, it's just demoralising, isn't it? To see someone constantly going into these duels and they don't think they're going to win them, the fans don't think they're going to win them. It's depressing. Yeah,
it is. And also, with Højlund, we're talking about the ball going up to him. You look the other night, Maguire, he was quite successful because he can do well when the ball's just lumped into the box. Yeah. So it's like currently the best chance we have of creating goals is for the type of striker that Harry Maguire is. Like, that can't be, I think other players have got to look at themselves if the only type of striker you can make chances for is Harry Maguire.
I think we've maybe thought of our solution to get the 3 points.
Exactly, but do you know what I mean? If the answer is Harry Maguire playing up front, then the question has to be, why the fuck can our players only do it like that? Yeah. Like, that isn't a good sign, is it? Like, imagine we had a striker like, I don't even know, it's probably a bad example because he's a City player, but imagine we had Aguero up front. He would be fucking useless to us. Because if you just lump in the ball to him, he's never going to win a header in his life. But you can't say he's a bad striker, and Højlund is nowhere near Aguero, obviously. But, like, we need to be a team that can create chances for people who aren't of the build and skill set of Harry Maguire. Surely it would be nice to have a footballer up front that could actually thrive here. And at the minute, I don't think we can. There's too much. We see it all the time. Like you mentioned, Cerys, like, we get the ball around the box, no one's in the box, and Højlund's in the box, but he's the only one there, and he'll have 4 centre-backs on him, and then what do? You can't give him the ball anyway, and there's no one else sort of backing him up. I don't know. We're just not very good, are we?
It took you a while to get to that conclusion there at the end, Joe.
I know. Yeah. We're not very good. I've known it for a while, but I didn't want to say it.
We're still going to be Europa League champions of the world, though.
That's true. Daniel says, good players adapt each and every game for all scenarios that may come up. If you can only play one way as a striker, then you're not good enough at this level. Strikers don't adapt. Højlund, it's annoying because I'm arguing with you with Højlund as my ammo, and it's not great ammo. I appreciate that.
You're going into war with a spud gun.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not really arguing with you for the sake of him, but a lot of strikers don't adapt to all scenarios that come up.
They don't have to, because the rest of their team are playing to their strength.
They play to their strength. Like Haaland, is one of the least adaptable strikers I've ever seen in my life. He is absolutely the best in the world at 3 things, and if you can let him do those 3 things, he'll get you 55 goals. If you can't, he'll get you 20 goals. Like, Haaland isn't someone that adapts all the time. But imagine that first season at City was unbelievable, and then this season he's been bang average. Like, it's not a surprise, is it?
Hang on. Haaland has not been bang average this season.
He's been above average.
He's been
below,
he's been good.
Below the standard that he set for himself.
Yeah, he's been good
like
when he should be in the conversation for best player in the world. He's just been a good player.
No, but he's still, even with this season, in the conversation for best striker in the world.
Do you think?
You seen how many goals he scored in the league? I know he's out for the season now, and he's probably going to finish as the 3rd top goal scorer. I think he's currently the 2nd top goal scorer. Isak might overtake him.
No, he obviously is a great player, but the drop off is what I'm talking about. When you find a system and play to his strengths and not. What was it, like half the goals he got 2 years ago? He's got 21 league goals, which is obviously very good, and right up there. If you get 20 league goals, it's really good. But was it 40 goals he got the other season? 33 goals.
I think he might have scored 50 in all comps
the
other season.
Something like that.
I think it was.
So he goes from being superhuman to just very good.
But it's also interesting because at the start of the season, the rate that he was netting goals at, I think part of it was to do with the fixtures that they had. But there was all this chat about. But he scored like 3 hat-tricks in 3 games, something like that, wasn't it?
And I forget that,
I remember for some work that I was doing, having to write an article, like, all the records that Erling Haaland could break this season.
That was this season?
That was at the start of the season.
Yeah.
So, it's the drop-offs has been a little bit, like you say, in conjunction with City as a whole coming off form.
Well, I'd say what a good question is in terms of adaptability. Who would you rather have in this Man United team, Haaland or Kane?
Ooh. In this
United team,
Kane.
it's got to be,
I
hasn't it?
think so, yeah.
It's got to
Because
be.
he'll come short and get it.
Yeah. I think Harry Kane would still do unbelievable things in this
I
United
agree.
team.
What do you think needs to change about our build? Just to bring it back to Højlund a little bit, like, what do you think actually needs to change in the build-up play for us to start making better chances for him? Because we're sat here saying, you know, we're not playing the right way to his strengths, but then how do you think that we do that?
Oh no, I still think it's a little bit his fault.
Yeah, no,
I still think his runs at times are not correct, and I still think he's in the wrong position. And when you get the ball to him, he doesn't have the quick control of his feet to make the right decision. I don't think it's all everyone else. I think it is a bit on him.
I think it's massively on him. But I think this thing that it's like he's just terrible no matter what. I don't agree with that.
That's
I
not.
think other teams.
We know that that's not the case because we have seen him play well for us, just not recently. And football fans have very short.
Imagine if he scored then.
That'd be nice.
Imagine if he scored then. Højlund at the near post.
I think
corner.
that was literally impossible to score.
It comes to him at a very tight angle.
On the line.
Did it come back off a Wolves player? It did. It's another corner.
Yeah.
Come on, right. He just told someone to F off then. Come on, Rasmus.
Love that.
Let's have it. Good ball in.
Players in the box.
Fredrickson was the nearest to it.
Didn't jump
Amas,
though, did he?
thought he was going to have the shot then.
Yeah, I did.
Plenty of players in there.
Garnacho crossing. Got another corner.
This is it.
There's a chance. I think a win today is, you know, it's depressing that we're at this point where we're saying a win against Wolves is a really good result for us, but it would be nice for once to actually, you know, we keep doing these statement victories. Like, how many statement victories have we had this season? Like Arsenal in the Cup, City in the league, this against Lyon, and off the back of all of those so far, we've just not built any momentum. It would be really nice to.
No, that was a good cross.
The camera angle fooled me there.
That shot was so bad from Dorgu that it was actually quite a good pass. Come on.
See, I don't mind Garnacho though. I don't mind him trying it. Run it, you man. Try the cross. As long as you do it quickly. It's when they can't make their mind up.
Yeah, that's poor from Ericsson.
Oh, sun's
he
in his
could
eyes.
Not see that.
Sun's in his eyes. Get a cap on Onana.
That was like you in Amsterdam, that wasn't it? You've no idea what was coming through his head there.
The worst thing about that was after it, because it was on a park as well, and we'd rented bikes. So I had to cycle back to the hotel. And I'm not exaggerating, like literally every 15 seconds, the whole concept of time just went out the window. So I had to, every 15 seconds, I was like, where am I? Where am I going?
That's horrible. That's a yellow card, right?
That's the most Amsterdam experience I've ever heard.
Going again in June. Don't worry, I won't be doing it again.
No. I've never been to Amsterdam.
Neither.
It's amazing.
I would like to.
I've been to Amsterdam 10 times.
10?
10?
Really?
Oh God.
Do you not fancy going somewhere else?
I go other places.
Do you?
Yeah. It's become like a tradition now.
Is it?
That we go Amsterdam.
Do you go once a year?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yellow card for Nori.
10 times is good. I don't know if I've been anywhere 10 times. Other than like my house.
My kitchen.
Yeah, the fridge. On holiday though, I don't think I have.
It's because it's really cheap to get to. Just
and it's only, what is it, like an hour and a half flight as well?
45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about I should go.
Ericsson with a good free kick. Amas on the volley. Oh, he's missed the ball.
No, he's done the full swing round, swing too far and missed the ball.
Remember when Gerrard did that and injured himself? That were the days.
Harvey coming in with the waters.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Oh, you do treat us well, don't you?
Legend.
I've got my own water. I'm okay. I don't trust your water.
Yeah, you're living up to the name.
You know, I was when we were talking about surnames before. I was like, my surname is the easiest one to make jokes out of. So
you must have got that a lot at school.
I did, but we had another kid in my year.
There's not that many great jokes you can make out of.
No, there's not. No, but we had a kid in my year called Lee Bywater.
Really?
Which was just like, it was just strange that we had two
H2O
based names in our year.
Yeah, that's interesting. We had someone called no, don't Come on. I was just going to say Alex Robinson's Fruit and Barley, but that person obviously didn't exist. Yeah, drink was. We had a teacher called Mrs. Drink All.
Oh, really?
So you've narrowed yourself down. She's buffet style.
Drink
So
all.
just anything. Soup, water, fizzy pop.
Do you know where the name comes from?
Drink water.
Because all names come from jobs, or they're supposed to, aren't they? This one doesn't.
Okay. So it could stop. Drink water. Why would that come from? Why would that be relevant to your name? Or was it some sort of like
salesman?
Something to do with
or
the
merchant.
Sells water.
Sells water. Yeah.
Something to do with the church about having clean water and stuff. Drink water. Was it religious?
Oh, that's not a very good pass.
It was the name that was ironically given, which I think is a really good sense of humour for the time, ironically given to the town drunk.
Really?
So like they'd see this guy like stumbling around outside and they'd be like, hey up, here he is, drink water over here.
That's very good.
Which I quite like.
What, so you come from a long line of alcoholics, do you?
Long line of pissheads. That's me.
That's good, that.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Mine's pretty obvious where my surname comes from, Smith.
Yeah, I don't know what Jones.
People
It's
smacking
from like
stuff with a hammer.
Johnson, but I don't know what. I think mine wasn't after a profession. It was just after like when it was like John's son.
Yeah.
And then it went to John's.
That's
and
a
then it
very
went to
Scandinavian
Jones.
way of doing surnames, isn't it?
Yeah.
Putting the son in there.
Joe, you have potentially, no offence, the most boring name ever. Joe Smith.
My middle name is Quasimodo.
Oh, well that makes
I don't know
up
if you
for
knew
it.
about that.
I didn't know that.
Quasimodo Gamertag the Third is my middle name, Smith. So yeah, the shortened version is a little bit.
Oh, that was lovely.
That was
very good.
Very
lovely
nice.
to go on that show.
Garnacho. Oh, unfortunately, he's now run out for him.
Do you know anyone with any United-related names?
Fred the Red. So
People that you know
that answers your question.
have been named
Uh,
after something United-related.
I don't know if I do. Do you?
My brothers. I missed out on this because I'm named after my uncle. My brother is called Callum Keane Drinkwater.
Really?
Nice.
And better than
What?
that.
Named after Will Keane?
yeah, believe it or not, Will Keane, yeah. My other brother is named Henry Yap Drinkwater.
That's
Nice.
absolutely
That is
ridiculous.
true.
That's
I love
fantastic.
that.
That's very good. Yeah, no, I don't know anyone like that. There's got to be a few Erics that are like
gotta be.
sort of turning 25 this year or thereabouts.
My car's called Eric after Cantona.
That's
Not
pretty good.
not really the same. And also, I'm the only one who calls it that.
Yeah.
I called my car Juan after Juan Mata.
Nice.
Because it was a Fiesta, it was small and Spanish.
That's good.
There we go, Juan.
That's
Well done.
That's really well done by Amas.
Come. Yeah, you should have.
Where is Cunha?
He is playing.
Oh, that was very
Brilliant. He's
nice.
got to make the right
Erasmus.
decision. He's got to. What are you doing?
He wants to score so bad.
I'm sorry.
He wants to score
Hoyland, that
so
was
bad after that.
stupid. You had a guy at the back post there making the run. Was it Dorgu? You
Yeah.
play the pass quickly.
Did a really nice like nutmeg over on the wing, sprinted away from. I'm not sure what he was doing. Out there in the first
No,
half.
no.
scored, didn't he?
I know, but come on.
No, he doesn't
He's got
know
that.
Can
pass in
help
him, surely.
his
Doesn't know
confidence though to take a positive from that episode, can't it?
Potentially. He should have. He needs to just clip it to the back post, doesn't he? I don't know if he's got that in his locker.
I think he does.
You
I think
think?
he's got on his left foot. Surely he can pass it across the box like
You'd
that.
hope so. That's a shame.
As soon as he slowed down and tried to take his man on, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's gone.
People in the comments when we talk about United related names.
For a minute then, that pass back to the goalkeeper.
Especially because that goal's in the shade. I couldn't quite
Yeah.
see where it was going.
A lot of people mention Ronaldo Brown, but he's not actually named after Cristiano Ronaldo. He's named after
Is
the
he?
Brazilian Ronaldo.
What?
He's named after the Brazilian Ronaldo.
That's
okay.
cool.
His twin brother is called Rivaldo.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing
Yeah.
I've ever heard.
And
I did not
and
know
his
that.
sister. Do you want to guess what his sister's called?
Ronaldinho.
No, same era, a little bit earlier. I know Rivaldo.
Roberta.
No, you get in there.
That would have been good though, wouldn't it?
Same World Cup. It's all
You're
after
batting
players
before
that
me
did
now.
well in the 98 World Cup.
Cafu?
Cafu.
Oh,
well done.
Jesus,
I
well
messed it up, I
recovered.
was giving it away.
Nearly.
Dida.
made a mess of that.
No,
Oh.
Oh, that was
I'm trying to think of what names
silly
would be good for
sliding.
like girls.
French. It is good for a girl. It's a player from the France squad.
Oh, sorry, the France squad.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
it was all players who did well at that World Cup. So this one, they were both from the Brazil squad, but
I'm going to embarrass myself by going to player for the wrong era. So I'm going to keep it.
You're going to keep
short,
quiet.
yeah.
Okay,
otherwise, people
it's obviously not Cerys.
Awful.
No, Trezeguet.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
They've actually Trezeguet.
Yeah, it's amazing. You just can't. You can't
Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and Trezeguet.
How good's
That's
that?
the
like
coolest thing I think I've ever heard.
And I'm sat here called Joe Smith.
Quasimodo.
Yeah, Quasimodo Game Attack the Third.
Trezeguet.
Yeah, it's exceptional stuff, that, isn't it? People saying get Obi on.
Yeah.
People just want to see him now, don't they?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it, to be fair, because I think we all thought that he was kind of
Look
on
at
the
this,
verge of
though,
breaking
that
into the first
turn
team.
from
It's
Boylan,
really nice.
unreal.
Little chop.
You threw on.
And it's
You
that.
maybe even. What has he done there? Who does he think he is?
Yeah, too easy for the
You're
defender.
not
one
that
in the
guy,
end.
Rasmus.
He could even just cut back and find someone if he really was desperate, but he should have just played that ball to Dorgu, who's been booked for something foul there.
I genuinely didn't know what. I was like, are coming together.
Yeah, it was a coming together over on the right hand side.
And now they've got free kick, which it was awful.
That was really bad, wasn't it?
That was really,
Just
I was
pass
not only didn't beat the first man, but was to the feet of the first man.
One man wall.
That's pretty bad.
And then they got a corner.
We've now given away a corner.
You know what? Even though it don't mean anything, I'll be pretty annoyed if we don't win this from here.
This is the thing, because I feel like we've actually played pretty well. Like, fine, maybe not well, but all right.
Yeah.
We've been the better team by far.
Yeah, we have. Wolves. We've stopped Wolves doing almost anything, haven't we? Which again might not be the biggest compliment for our defenders.
Saying these things like we're going to get an award.
In front of you.
A bit of wrestling going on in the box.
Wolves corner. Easy.
Better.
Oh, I thought it was in.
Scored there.
Who got that? Was it Bueno? He's
I'm
good.
not sure. Was it defender? Looks like another corner. It's Strand Larson who got to it by the looks of things. I think he should have scored here. Does the defender block it?
Yeah, it's come off the defender's head.
I think he misses it, doesn't he? Strand Larson. Oh, it just hits his shoulder. He's just got to do better there. He should have scored that.
That's another corner, though.
Yeah, I think it hit Strand Larson and then hit Lindelof, but it wasn't going in. It was poor. Again,
that's not a great delivery.
I think the ref whistle go there. We getting a sub.
Get Cheeto on.
Here
we are. Dallo, Mount, Fernandez.
None of them are Cheeto.
Fernandez comes on.
Dallo, Mount, and Bruno, like you said there. So we've got, who's that coming off? Mainu.
Fair
enough. He's only coming back from injury.
I get it, but.
And then who else will it be? Maybe
Ugarte coming off for Bruno.
Yeah.
I've noticed he always takes Ugarte off.
It's
Is it a
weird,
fitness
isn't
thing, you
it?
think?
I've no idea.
Must be. He must cover a lot of ground, though, mustn't he? Ugarte?
Yeah. And then Mount coming on as well. 13, that's Dorgu. So Amas isn't coming off then, he was just walking over for a drink.
Never mind.
It looked like he was going to, didn't it?
He was applauding and walking towards the sideline.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought he was coming up.
Did you see that video with Varane yesterday or today where...
Oh, what his
one of those-
post, yeah.
He's doing like a quick fire thing like what's your favourite thing about playing for football, what's your best memory, this and that. And he said, who's your best friend? Have you seen this video?
No.
So I'll let you guess. Who's your best friend in football? Who do you think he said?
Rafael Varane.
Yeah.
Well, it's maybe Casemiro.
Casemiro, yeah, decent guess.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't have known him that long.
I know.
It's like Casemiro and thinking they've got a long-standing...
played together for 12
friendship.
years or whatever. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes, he said. That's surprised. You'd think it'd be someone from Real Madrid, wouldn't you? But
They must just connected, like...
yeah,
It's really nice.
yeah. And Bruno
sorry.
replied. Sorry, had you not seen that?
No, I thought you meant the
sorry.
one he posted just like sat by the pool.
Oh yeah, no.
was that when he said,
I would have
like,
got your opinion on
United
it,
or
I thought
something?
you would. I thought you'd seen it already. But
No, no.
that does surprise. They've only, well, I guess
I
they've known
also
each other for
wouldn't
3 or
have
4
guessed,
years. No,
so.
I would never have guessed that. I would have thought it might say like Sergio Ramos or maybe someone a bit younger like Carvajal or someone that. But no, Bruno Fernandes apparently. So Phil Berry said, is Shaw injured again? I'm happy to keep answering this question because the answer is positive. No, he isn't. He's just being rested because he played 75 minutes. Yeah, put it as one of the...
Put it as a ticker.
Actually, we maybe could do that if you get a minute, Ben. Shaw
Luke
absence,
Shaw
and it
just
says
resting,
no, he's not injured.
Smiley face.
Yes, if you get 2 minutes, that'd be great. But yeah, he's all right. Unlike these two, Xerxes and Delict, as we can see on the camera.
I like that blue trading top.
Yeah, it's nice,
one.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a poor
Oh, it's
ball.
terrible.
It's a shame that we've been terrible this season because I really like a lot of the kit that we've put out.
I think they've been
but
all.
I don't
they're
want
all
the
good.
memento of this season, so
The third kit, I really like.
I really like the third kit because I've not had like a new United shirt in. I think the last time I got one was when the women's team were first formed because that was like a good season to remember.
Wasn't that the one where they did like a weird like deep cleavage on the women's one and had to
Oh my
apologise?
God, do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Oh no, this is like 2017.
Was
this before
I
that?
think.
Young
They
and
released
naive.
it
there was a kit like for female fans
was
that
that
was
it?
weirdly cut.
Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't for the
bit
players.
odd.
No, it wasn't
Good
for the
God.
players. I just didn't know if it was that season. Yeah, imagine. No, it was a fans only kit. But it was like the women's kit. It was all tight, and then it had like a big deep.
You know what the issue with that was? Is because there were plenty of women who actually went out and bought it and like wanted that kit. But the issue was that it was marketed as the women's kit.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just call it a different name? Like,
yeah, weird that.
It is weird, like short sleeves, tight around the like.
So, now you look back, that is mental,
Yeah, it is
isn't
mental,
it?
isn't it? It is mental that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I do think every season, though, I think it would be a good, like, because obviously, you know, you want the women's team to feel as much a part of Manchester United as, you know, they are. However, I do think, like, every season, like the Lionesses do, they, like, have one of their kits, which is a women's team only kit. I think that would be quite cool. And it would open the door for, like, more creative ideas, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't really know. I think, like, the Lionesses only kit's quite nice, and I don't think that I trust United to come up with
Fair
nice
enough.
design.
Fair enough, to be fair.
They would like it. What would they even end up with? Like, I really, it would be one of them things
United,
where
it could just be an absolute PR own goal, wouldn't it?
They'll make it pink, won't they?
But it's a kit, but it's a dress. Come on, how have we done this? We had a chance to do something great and we've ruined it. Yeah, that's a good point, Cerys. Maybe just like, for now, let's just get on a level footing. Yeah, that would be a worry. Parag says, I'm not well acquainted with our youth players, but we don't have any young strikers who could be tried. Couldn't be worse than what we currently have. Well, we've got Cheeto obviously on the bench, who I think has been the kind of the biggest name in
nice little flick from Bruno.
The academy.
Any player with a Star Wars related name gets my vote.
Obi. That's a good point.
Do you think that's what it's after?
We need more of them, yeah. Oh yeah, imagine, yeah. They just really love Obi-Wan.
Number 45, Binks.
Binks is such a... I never think of him as having the surname Binks. You know what I mean?
Mr. Oh, chance!
Oh my God!
Holland would have scored that.
It was Ireland!
That was
Ireland!
I can't even pretend. I can't even take the piss and support him.
Oh, that's
What happened there?
So the ball across goal was it Ericsson? Oh no, Garnacho.
Garnacho, it's a great cross.
Oh,
Just
I
can't
think he
believe
could have
he not
slid in
scored that.
earlier.
I don't know. I just think it's
really
I
good.
just think it's slightly in front of him, isn't it? It's a great cross.
But I mean, you can't.
It's literally
You
like
can't ask
5
for a better ball
centimetres.
than that, can you?
That
Should
is
be
so annoying.
Unlucky that. But that's better though. Actually getting the ball in good areas. We should have scored.
And the sort of quick, like Ericsson, literally just like on the half turn, touched it out to Garnacho, who's running at the right time. It's a nice attack. It's just such a shame.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Jar Jar Binks, Mr. and Mrs. Binks. Take a seat, please. Go over Jar Jar's.
Do you know that in Star Wars lore,
Go on.
Jar Jar Binks' dad was so annoyed by his son, and one day they went out on an expedition and got stranded on a desert island, and he was getting so irritated he tried to shoot himself in the head.
Oh my God.
But then Jar Jar made like a really annoying noise as he was about to shoot.
That's
it.
not true.
No, this is genuine. This
Says who?
was in a Star Wars comic.
No.
I promise you. People will be. I think his name was something ridiculous. Like I'm not. I can't remember the exact name, but I swear it was something like John Binks as well.
John Binks from Binks Lawyers.
Well, no, that is a true story.
way
John
that's
Binks.
true.
Have you been rear-ended?
George R. Binks. There we are.
Didn't he write
Pride and Prejudice or something.
Game of Thrones. That's George R.R. Martin.
Oh yeah, sorry. Game of Binks.
George Lucas wrote Star Wars.
George R.R. Binks.
Do you reckon it's like from like some childhood trauma that the author had?
Oh,
Look at it.
there it is. That's the screenshot.
There's George Binks about to take his own head off.
It's a true thing.
What, because Jar Jar's so annoying?
Yeah, he was
you
trapped
even
with him on a
imagine?
desert island. So
I wonder how the author's kids felt reading that.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes you're like,
yeah.
feel like you're bringing personal stuff into work.
Dad, call me George. Sorry,
Call me
George. We've just seen this comic and I feel like it's about us.
The kid also just perchance speaks in a racist Caribbean caricature accent.
Not about the accent as well, yeah.
Terrible, isn't it? Have you ever gone back and watched The Phantom Menace?
No.
Oh my god, the racist accents are unbelievable.
Really? I quite liked it at the time.
They're so bad that I can't do an impression of them now.
Oh, come on.
Don't do an impression.
The Trade Federation voices are so bad.
What's it?
I can't even do it. I wish I could do it.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
do
the-
know what you mean. Actually, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I can do a good impression of it though. Well,
Yeah.
ask me off camera.
It's weird because it isn't Earth, so is it racist? But it probably is.
Watto was a bad one as well.
Who's the one that was? Who's the?
Careful.
Guy, who's the guy that like owned Anakin and his mum?
Watto.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Yeah,
it's all very
so
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all of the good guys are English, aren't they? You must go to the thing.
We trust you.
Yeah, the fourth quadrant needs you. And then all the bad guys have just got like Turkish accents. That's fucking mental. I've never even thought about
The
this.
Trade Federation had obvious Chinese accents.
Did they?
Yeah, obvious.
Wow. What is going on? Anyway, Parag. Oh no, I've read that one. Luke H says, most intellectual watch-along crew. I can tell you wrote that before the last conversation we just had. I do too much says, if Amas is actually 5'11", then I should be in the NBA. But again, it's Luke Shaw syndrome.
Yeah.
You look shorter than you are. Like Luke Shaw's 5'11", 6 foot. But you would think he's like 5'8", 5'9", wouldn't you? But he isn't.
Who are they focused on in the crowd here, by the way? Should I know who this is?
Who was that? I didn't see.
I'm guessing they mentioned it was some. I don't
It
know.
looked like it was in director's box.
Yeah, I didn't actually see who we were looking at there.
Come on, United,
It's
get
like
away.
The game hasn't happened for the last 20 minutes.
You know what we need to do, don't you? Harry Maguire, up front.
Yeah.
Let's go. I don't think, no matter how this finishes, I will have a chair above my head, though.
No, it's just not got that about
That's
it, has
just
it?
trying a bit too hard.
Everything was
isn't
on the
it?
line on Thursday, though.
I know,
the
yeah,
season,
it was so
next
good.
season, and also I would just think, like, obviously everyone knows this, but I hadn't put the timeline in my head yet. Is the only reason we got European football last season was by winning the FA Cup,
Yeah.
and we could then.
Oh no! The way Garnacho's gone down then. Oh no, maybe he has just been kicked. I thought he pulled his hammy.
Yeah, me
He's
too.
gesturing at the referee, which implies he's wanting
He wants a
something.
foul. Hopefully
No, I
someone
think
just
he's
stood on
fine.
him.
I think he's fine.
Let's see this again.
Because he carried on.
I thought he
Oh.
pulled
Yeah,
up
it
with
does
the
look,
hamstring.
because he went to
He
his,
just pulls
Yeah.
up, doesn't he? But had the ref blown by then, maybe?
he put his hand on his thigh.
Yeah, he did. I think he's all right.
Moving a little bit stiffly, but
It was just, they're just coming together, I think, wasn't it? More than anything. But yeah, sorry, the only reason we got European football this season was by winning the FA Cup. And the only reason
There he
we
is.
might get Champions League football is by
Yeah,
winning
yeah.
the Europa League.
Yeah.
yeah.
We could feasibly get Champions League football next season, having not finished in a European place for 2 years.
Mental.
That's absolutely insane.
That's
That
just
cannot
Man
have
United
ever- that
things.
can't have ever happened before.
It can't have ever
Okay,
happened.
we're having
I mean, it's just a thing that
Giro
Man United would do.
Ireland.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean about all these opposition fans, like especially like Newcastle fans and people like that, like taking real joy in Manchester United's downfall. Obviously, there's been a massive downfall from what we once were, but we have still had an unbelievably successful decade.
What's that tweet? You always get abused.
Yeah, well, it's the Newcastle. I basically said Newcastle fans need to calm down. This has been our banter period for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And what we have done in the last 10 years would be your glory period.
Yeah.
And that is true.
It is true.
Newcastle would kill. In fact, Newcastle fans, if you offered them the next 10 years, our last 10 years, they'd take it.
Yeah.
Few top four
Yeah.
finishes here and there, big trophies.
2 FA Cups.
2 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, a Europa League. Of course they'd take that.
Yeah, he would. 5 trophies.
1 second place. Years. Was it 1 second place or 2 second place?
2 second place finishes.
Yeah, of course they would.
1 under Jose, 1 under Solskjaer.
That.
A 3rd place, a couple of 4th places as well.
I don't
2
know.
3rd places.
Like, I get where they're coming from in terms of like the consistency and the downfall. I get that, but it's been good.
It has been alright.
It's been compare us to other teams.
Other than like City, Liverpool, and Chelsea, there aren't many teams that wouldn't swap our last 10 years for theirs.
No.
Like,
totally.
Do you
in
think
fact,
Arsenal
are there
would?
any? I think Arsenal would.
Yeah, to actually get some trophies.
Maybe not now.
Garnacho.
If you asked them right now, they've got a Champions League semi-final coming up, so they might not switch places.
I don't think Arsenal would. That's a ball.
I was about to say that's a good ball, and then I thought, actually, I'll hold off. I'm not sure.
Come on, Bruno. Straight in. Oh.
Surprised he didn't cross it.
I'm just keeping my eye on Cheeto. His movement. He is quite big.
This game feels like it's really just drifted, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is better.
This
classic.
is good.
Cheeto! Oh, well done. He's done the right thing, I think. Unlucky. Back out wide, though. Good ball. Oh, Bruno.
Should have shot, but he puts it into a good area, doesn't he?
Yeah. Do you know, on the other night as well, that people are forgetting about because of everything that happened, but that Bruno Fernandes volley.
Yeah, crazy.
Had that gone in, I think that's the best men's goal I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been unbelievable.
Wow.
Because it's coming over this side as well. Like, if it's coming this way, you can see the goal and the ball at the same time. But with it coming over the same shoulder, you're literally looking directly away from goal.
Crazy the power he got on it from the angle that he had and the time.
Because it's up there with the Van Persie goal, but like I said, Van Persie can kind of see.
Yeah, you can watch it the whole way.
Whereas Bruno's got to take his eye off the goal, and he still nearly put it in.
It's the best goal you've ever seen live. Best goal you've ever seen live.
Partly because of the occasion, but Elatoon at Wembley last year.
Oh yeah,
that was unreal.
Yeah. It was always going in the top corner.
Crazy. That was a crazy goal.
Goal. I saw one of those like nanny mega bastards.
Yeah, he loved one of them, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it might have been the Tottenham one.
Was that the first one, the Tottenham one? Was that the first goal he scored?
I'm not sure. I saw that.
I was in Tenerife.
That was good. Cristiano Ronaldo scored a good free kick against Sheffield United once. I think it was Sheffield United.
Go on, we're progressing the ball. No.
So good that I can't remember it.
Yeah, it wasn't that
remember
good.
The one you're saying.
What would it be? What's yours?
That was a Garnacho. I was there. I could have said.
That's
can't
fair.
be that. Can he?
Although the goal that weirdly meant a lot was when they partly opened the stadium after COVID and Cavani scored from the halfway line.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because it's like I'd not been able to go to the game and I was there with my gran. We've had a season ticket for all this time, and then just for that to happen was amazing. Oh, good play.
Decent.
Go on, Garnacho. Good. Oh, what's he done?
Man.
What's he done, Bruno?
Oh, Bruno.
That was really good play, that.
Really good play into Bruno, literally in front of goal. He manages to shoot it past is that the near post? He's so square onto goal, I don't think it can even be described as a near post. It looks almost like he's trying to pass it back to Garnacho.
He's just not hit. He's just mishit it, and he couldn't wrap his left foot round it.
That's a shame. That's Strand Larson coming off.
Yeah.
Pretending to be injured.
Pathetic.
Onana's cramp on Thursday got me as well. That was so funny.
As soon as I saw it down. It was funny because everyone in the pub was like swearing every time the Lyon players went down. And as soon as Onana went down,
I was losing it.
He literally got it. He got cramp from running to hug Amorim, wasn't it? He literally sprinted like 40 yards. And
in fact, we've not really spoken. Do you think that means a lot that Onana ran to Amorim? Because usually Onana would run to the opposite corner and celebrate with the players, wouldn't he? Like he's done that before. The fact that he celebrated with Amorim,
I know what you mean.
After he dropped him,
like, yes,
it's clearly not
United
their relationship.
Saved, and Amorim's like, my United.
Our
get back in your goal.
Our.
That was the thing. Like he gave him a massive hug, and then he sort of shoved him back off towards the goal
and kicked him on the bum.
Yeah,
I like that.
It was nice on Thursday to actually see Amorim like happy.
Yeah,
like,
that shot of him leaping through the air.
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
a great picture. That.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the time he looks relieved.
Yeah.
A lot of the time he looks depressed. Some of the time he looks relieved, but there's not many times that we've actually seen him like happy.
Well, he loves us subtle like that when we scored, doesn't he? Just Never
he's
really
not
gives it the big
particularly
one
animated on the
until that.
touchline. Well, he's not particularly animated celebrating.
No.
Sport is such a weird
I know,
thing.
yeah, his quads must be unreal.
Yeah, he loves crouching. Where, like, obviously, Liverpool are going to win the league. But because we've known it since basically, like, the end of January that they were going to win the league,
Oh, no.
their fans
I wouldn't pull him there.
won't
That's a free
actually
kick.
have a moment as explosive as the one we had on Thursday.
Yeah.
They won't have a single moment that is that, like, I cannot believe it, just going ballistic that we had. Like, most teams won't have a moment like that all season, even the ones that actually win the big trophies.
I saw someone on Twitter this morning saying, like, no matter how bad Man United are, they will give their fans, like, probably, like, 4 incredible moments every season. So,
we find a way to do it, don't
It's great,
we?
isn't it?
Yeah.
What a club.
Obviously, I'd much rather win the league from January.
Yeah.
But there's some that,
there you
that
go.
like,
Trossard makes
crazy...
it free to Arsenal.
They are. Arsenal 3-0 up, so Liverpool aren't winning the league today anyway.
Whey.
If they win, do they still win the league? No,
No,
maybe
no,
not.
not yet.
Who are they playing later?
Leicester, so they've won.
Oh. Can Leicester get relegated today?
I think so. I think that maybe it would require us to win this. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, probably would.
Poor Rude. He's not had a good time of it, has
It's
he?
been shocking though, hasn't it? Like,
I think that was the most classic. Like, it was the best timing because he played. What did he have? Like 5 games in charge of us, and 2 of them were against Leicester.
Yeah.
And Leicester were clearly like, you know what, mate, you've beat us twice. Like, you'll do as well as anyone. You've impressed.
The thing is as well is like I can't feel that sorry for him because like if he was like getting the odd result here and there but they'd just gone down, you'd be like, okay, I can see what he's implementing, but you watch him and it's just it's miserable watching him.
Yeah.
And the results have been miserable.
They've got a free kick in quite a good position here.
Yeah, this could be the chance for Wolves to score just outside the D.
My 2-1's looking increasingly remote.
My 3-1 ain't happening.
Sarabia.
Good hit, goal.
Shit.
Great goal.
1-0 Wolves. Great goal to be fair. And it's so annoying because we've been the better team. We're going to lose at Old Trafford again, man.
Yeah.
What a joke.
It's so frustrating. I mean,
What a
how many
joke.
shots on target have they had all game?
I think that might be the first one. Or maybe the second one.
Just unbelievably frustrating.
I've done the Pep Guardiola there.
Yeah.
Concede a goal, take a sip.
Have a drink of water straight away. They've had one?
Yeah.
Before then?
On BBC Sport, yeah, just 1.
I mean, it's a good free kick. There's nothing Onana really can do, but...
It's a free kick.
It's a really good free kick, but...
So frustrating, isn't it? Yeah, it's
It's where it just comes back to not taking
you know, some people will
chances.
blame him for that, you know.
What, Onana?
Yeah.
Right.
There'll be some people who say, oh, he's got to get closer to that.
He's literally
It's
full
literally a
stretch.
perfect
He's full
free kick.
stretch,
Why
he
doesn't
is
he
close,
goal?
it's just a really good hit. And
Yeah.
slow motion always makes it look like they could have got closer.
See, the
It's
thing
like,
is,
oh my god, he's had ages.
It's a weird feeling, this, isn't it? Where you know the game doesn't mean much, but still it looks horrible losing 1-0 at home to Wolves.
And Wolves are fucking shit. We have to remember that.
Euros
They're
on.
absolutely shit. What are they, 17th? 16th?
Wolves are going to do the
Fourth.
double
They're
over
do the double
us.
over us.
Yeah, they're on for 5 on the bounce. 5 wins in a row.
5
So
wins
in a
row.
way, you could say we're only losing to the Premier League's form side.
Yeah,
so it's
there we go.
not
That's
actually
how you paint it, Cerys. I like that.
Yeah, so actually, anyone would have struggled. But we haven't even struggled, that's the annoying thing. We just
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
We just cannot score goals. What have we scored 40 goals all season? That's horrific.
Lindelof off, Euro on.
Absolutely awful, that.
15th Premier League defeat. 15.
It's amazing, isn't it? What is it? 6 wins in, what will it be, 22 league games for Amram?
It's really weird though because whenever I hear someone whip out a stat like that, I still it feels better under Amorim than it did under Ten Hag at the start of the season. I don't know whether that's just because it's like, oh, it's something shiny and new.
I think next season tells us that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a
So that's
big
the thing, we've
summer
had
transfer.
That was their
window.
first shot on time.
8 attempts, but only 2 of them on target. That's kind of your problem, isn't it? And I don't remember their keeper pulling off any flying saves.
No. No.
Incredibly frustrating.
Someone's
Yeah, it
being
is.
booked. Wolves player being booked.
It's insane how bad we are, isn't it? Or just how unable to win games we are. Because I don't think we've been bad today. It's not been a bad performance, but we just got no quality in the final third. We just can't do it.
Harry Amas just been booked.
It's ridiculous. Everyone just beats us. That's mad.
It's the general issue.
Yeah.
Maybe next
Wolves
season,
Wolves
not
are
everyone could
genuinely
beat
crap.
us.
And they're going to beat us home and away this season. Madness.
It's just really... Because, again, it's like you say, when we've played terribly and then someone nicks a winner against us, you're like, okay, like... But this is the really frustrating thing, is we've played pretty well. I'm not saying we've set the world alight, but we've played pretty well today, especially considering there's a fair bit of rotation.
Even when we play well, we lose. And then when we play bad, we lose.
Look at that. That's crap from Mount. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Pushed off it too easily. Onana.
I do think the physicality, or kind of lack of physicality in our team, concerns me quite a lot.
They're just going to look fucking great now, aren't they, Wolves as well?
Yeah, about to make them look
got
like
loads of technical
Barca
players who just...
Oh, here we go again. Oh, brilliant.
This is a really good chance for them.
Yeah.
Mark in the middle.
They've got to take
Mark
this.
in the middle. Yeah, him. That's the one.
Cunha.
Well done. Comfortable.
Easy save,
But
Onana.
again, if you've got time for me to say mark him 4 times, then you've got time to put some pressure on him.
That's
and
all.
not let him
That's
get
a
shot
terrible
off.
pass to Bruno, isn't it? Like, look at that. We're level on points with Wolves.
Yeah. We've only got -8 goal difference, though, so we're doing all right.
Yeah. Spurs will overtake us.
Yeah.
Useless. You don't even know what to put it down to, do you? Either, because we've put a performance out there that's worthy of a win. If we had a proper strike,
it's a lack of clinicality, I think.
if we had a proper, honestly, if we had a proper striker today, we win this. We'd have been 2-0 up. He would have passed that ball to Dorgu when he was free, and that goal, when he slid across goal, he would have got there.
Chelsea equalised.
Well, that's annoying.
Quinoa Derby 1-1.
Who scored?
I don't know who he is, but it's George.
George Binks.
George.
Second name is George. Harry George.
Tariq George. Runner. George Binks has got one.
George.
Come on.
All of a sudden, Wolves look ace as well.
This is the
Cheeto's
problem,
done
is
well.
we've just lost confidence immediately.
Cheeto's done well there.
Decent
though.
run up the wing from Amas. Yeah.
Go on, Amas.
He's
Go on,
left
well
that
done,
last bit late.
Back
Garnacho
post,
cross
dink it.
in. Someone finished.
Oh my God!
Mount.
Mount!
Oh.
You put that in.
It takes more effort to get that over the bar than it
he's
does
got
to
to
get
hit
it on
the
target.
there.
And yet...
It was good play though from Amas.
Yeah,
and,
it's a nice build-up
Garnacho.
play. But again, look how compact we are in the box. Like, it's only now there you see Dallo running into the back post, but by that point he's not an option. The
If you
moment's gone.
don't trust your left foot, you could even just lay it off there.
Ugh.
Shocking. I do too much. Says, did you see Cherky's gesture? I don't think we go for him. Where he's grabbing his himself.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah,
Just a bit
probably not.
gross, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's
But
a bit weird.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
it's a bit
don't think.
weird.
I don't think it would put United off getting him if
No.
they wanted to. But if it's typical of him being a bit of an arse, which there are rumours of that anyway, then maybe not. But yeah, bit weird. Luke H says, we're still in the what-if stage with Amorim, waiting to see what he can do when backed with transfers. We saw Ten Hag fail after being backed. I think that's probably why it feels a bit less,
Yeah.
shocking.
I think Ten
now.
Hag, his biggest downfall was his signings, though. Some of these signings were
Some of
awful.
them were
And they've set us back years. Some of them.
I think that's the problem, is Amorim's still dealing with a legacy of poor decisions that were made before he was even linked to the job. So you've got to have that context in mind.
Yeah, the squad that Ten Hag left was worse than the one he inherited, which most managers can't say that at United. I think a lot of them made it better, and we're moving in the right direction, but I think we got worse under him.
God.
But again, they were like, why did we just buy players that he knew? Why was
Literally
that?
players in his phone book, wasn't it?
I know,
Like,
but why? Where's the rest of the club and the scouting network and everyone? Where? Do you know what I mean?
my favourite one was when he signed Mount, and it was like, oh, finally a non-Dutch player. And then you looked on his Wikipedia, and it's like, oh, Vitesse.
Yeah.
He spent a season there on loan. For God's sake.
I know.
Oh, nearly won that.
Unlucky.
Go on, Amas. Well done, Harry Amas.
Really
That
good.
was really good. Yeah.
Good
I think
composure.
if you're signing
Yeah,
a player
good
or
run
two
as
from
well.
your manager's ex clubs, I think that's a sign that you're backing him. If you sign like 7, it's a sign that you don't fucking know anyone. What a cross
What a cross.
that is! Is that Mount injured?
Money
That
Mount.
was an absolutely unbelievable cross from
Was
Christian
that
Eriksen. That
Yeah.
that was
Looked
crazy.
like it was outside of the foot.
It was.
That was absolutely
Really?
crazy. That.
This is really nice between Amas and
Should probably
Garnacho as
score,
well.
shouldn't they?
Really good.
What a ball. Oh, he's the...
Ooh. Keeper
I mean,
does
is
go
that-
straight into Mount after,
Is there-
yeah.
Why?
No,
I guess
it's
it
on
isn't,
speed,
but
alright.
should that be a penalty?
No.
Sliding into him, not getting any ball. Why not?
Because it just wasn't. They both
don't-
slid in for the
yeah,
same
no.
ball.
And one of them got it, and one of them arrived half a second later and didn't get it. That's a foul anywhere else.
Yeah, but the contact on it was a shot. That makes it different.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not a referee. I've not done my badges.
I know what you mean, because I don't think I'm not saying it should be a penalty, but when you look at it, you think they both
Why
went for
is it
one
not?
got there late and kicked the player, one got there early and got the ball, but no question of a penalty.
Didn't exactly have control of the ball,
Yeah.
but
Dunno.
take your point.
Still plenty of time to win this. Get Maguire on.
Yeah.
He actually should get Maguire on now, surely. Like, why not?
Do you remember when every game Fellaini ended up coming on and going up front?
And then always scored.
And it's like, I'm glad
Well
we've got this
done, that
option, but I
lad.
hate
He's
that
had
we
a good
need
game,
this
yeah.
option. It starts to look
Well
a bit
in,
bad on the
Eriksen.
manager, doesn't it? When every
Man on.
single game you're bringing Harry Maguire on
Done
to
really
save you.
well. Amas is doing really well.
Ugh.
Win this.
Never a foul.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
he's
done
done
well,
well, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, that's
Surely Maguire's on. Surely.
It starts looking bad on Amorim though, doesn't it?
That's the
You
thing.
can't just have your only players centre back up front. That's like.
To
That's
what
not- that's not
we were
great,
kind of
is it?
talking about at half time though, like what has Cheeto done differently to Hoyland since he's come on? It's a genuine question.
No,
It's
you're
not
right.
a leading
No,
question,
you're right.
but like
You're
that
right, you're
kind
right.
of comes back
He
to
was
what
in
we
a
were
good
talking
position
about
when Mount skied that chance. He was like literally just to his right. You could have just
Yeah.
played it short to him, but
Like, I've not really. I don't feel like he's had a massive impact, which obviously for him is not ideal, but it does kind of help Hoyland's plea of like, the plea that we're all making on his behalf of, it's not all just me, it's the people around me as well.
Yeah, and also, Cheeto's 18 and didn't cost 60 million.
This is also
So
true.
that's
yeah. This is a good point.
But I think the point of a lot of strikers would struggle playing in this team. It definitely stands. We don't make a lot of chances for anyone, do we?
Xerxes, I mean, no, he's not racked up crazy numbers or anything, but he's done all right
He's
recently.
done well recently.
He's been able to create chances, and I think it comes down a little bit to that. Dribbling feels like too fancy a word for it, because it's not like he's picking it up near the halfway line and going on mazy runs through the whole half. But I think he has the extra bit of technique in his locker. Another cross cut out.
But even he, though, I think, what's he got, like 3 Premier League goals?
It's not many.
I think
It's not many.
Is it
Something
3?
like that.
That was 2.
Yeah. It's just weird, isn't it?
But he obviously,
No one can do anything except
he scored
Bruno.
against Leon. I thought he did really well.
Yeah, no,
against
I'm not
Newcastle.
doubting. He's definitely. He looks decent on the
seems
ball.
to do better.
Can do stuff. Yeah,
he
yeah.
seems to do a lot better than any of our other strikers.
Yeah.
It's coming back post.
No one aware to it.
Bruno.
Well in Bruno.
That's where I want my right wing back to
Yeah,
be.
exactly.
I think we're gonna lose
God, that
this.
show. It's a brave shout, Joe.
Yeah. I'm going bold.
We saying that at 4-2 on Thursday, though?
Yes.
I
was. I left the watch along. I walked out. I just heard him screaming from outside. What we thinking here? Like a disappointing 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Yeah.
One of those like weird.
It's not going to be many, is
that
there?
sort of obligatory thing where at the end of the second half they always do at least 3 minutes.
Yeah. I think we might get 4, just for that very reason.
Go on.
6 minutes.
6?
For what? Oh, hey, we're getting 2 here.
Did you watch the Villa game against PSG the other day?
Oh, I
And they
No,
got
I
5
missed
goals
goals
in the second
on.
half, or 4 goals, and they gave 3 minutes stoppage time.
That is crazy.
And it's like this game where literally fuck all has happened, and we've got 6 minutes.
How's that? Are you joking?
He's always going to give it as a goal kick, won't he?
That's a
fucking
great
middle of
reaction
it.
image if someone grabs
Yeah,
that.
it's a good one. Good meme there. Great meme. Good content.
That's what
There we are. We're taking something out
That's what
today.
we are, isn't
We're
it?
taking something out today.
Dallo shocked reaction meme.
Oh, it might
Oh,
actually.
no. in all fairness, the lino was right. The lino also had the world's
tell.
clear.
That's so good. That's so good. That's brilliant.
He looks like Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc.
That's amazing.
Was that Rory Stewart as the linesman there, by the way? I think it might have been.
The former Conservative MP.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh,
Interesting.
didn't know he's taking that up.
He was doing the rest of his politics.
That's
in
literally a
this.
rugby tackle.
Arsenal 4-0, Chelsea 2-1.
Oh,
Great.
don't say Sancho scored. I
Come on, Lenny Yoro bursting forward. What have you got
Did
for
that
us?
a lot the
Again,
other day.
look at the space in between the lines. I know I
Yeah.
keep saying
Pedro
this,
Neto.
but
Terrible.
Ronaldo and Ethan Ronaldo for Arsenal.
he's good.
Come on, United.
There you go. Drop into the space.
Foul.
Can we not just like
No.
avoid a loss, please?
No,
Oh.
can't. And it might even be 2.
Oh, bollocks. Come on, Harry.
Why has he done that? If he just fucking whips it to the back post, who's that coming
It's
in?
like something we'd do.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on,
I don't
United.
like the look of that pass at all.
I also
Wow,
don't.
who's
I also
that?
Mount.
Mount did fucking well there.
Free kick.
He did really well there, Mason Mount. Because that was a shit pass, wasn't it?
At this point, though, like, why does he not have Maguire on? Is it just because he finds it a bit embarrassing that he
I don't
gets to
know.
keep?
maybe a little bit of protecting him as well, just considering how important he's been. But
He did well there, Mount.
yeah, it does well to shield it there.
And the control out of the air was good. That's a foul, obviously.
That's a rubbish tackle. What have you made of Cunha today then?
I've not really noticed him that much.
me
He's
That's
been
neither.
alright.
exactly
good.
what I thought.
He needs to just.
He got. I mean, he
whip
did
this
get the
out.
free kick though, didn't he?
Yeah.
That he scored from.
I always
Yeah.
find it quite annoying when we attribute winning fouls, winning free kicks as like, sometimes granted it's because you're shielding the ball really well and you're positioning your body smartly, but a lot of the time when they go, oh, he did really well, he won a foul, I'm like, do you mean he was fouled?
No, yeah, I agree with that to a sense, but like if like United had to foul him then.
Yeah, no,
Like, it was
left
like-
us with no
Yeah,
choice.
like because
yeah.
he was through.
There you go, he's come off now.
Come on now.
Just too far out to shoot that, probably, innit?
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes.
Maybe
free kick.
he tries that little one in the corner like he did the other night.
Yeah.
Go on, Bruno.
Go on. No, I think he just needs
Bruno.
to float it. Although we're not going to know who's going to win a header, have we?
No,
Shoot.
no, over the bar.
Conversion.
That was awful. Because he didn't even hit it in a way that was like a lot of power on it. He just like.
No, it just wasn't. Bruno's not looked terrific since he's come on, but also that is, yeah, Lord knows how many minutes he's played. So
Yeah. It's going to be another loss, isn't it?
Oh well.
I think he mentions the Europa League in his review. Like, we don't give a shit. That's what we're playing for
I
anyway.
hope so. I hope they're the words that he uses.
Yeah.
Arsed.
Yeah.
I would laugh if he
Yeah.
just went into
Arse
the
lads.
We're not asked about. Premier League. Woo,
Oh,
I didn't like that.
Nana.
Good stuff.
What the
Oh, we're not
was
back in quick enough.
Overhit that.
Let's run
Right,
out,
come on, Onana.
fortunately for us.
1 minute and 10 seconds to go before we cap our 15th loss of the season.
United.
It's just mad, isn't it? Wolves have had to do so little to win today.
Yeah,
They've needed basically one clear-cut
They've
chance.
not had, but it wasn't even. Was it even a clear-cut chance?
No, actually, it was just
They've
really good
literally
free
done
kick.
fuck all, and you get to beat Man United at Old Trafford by doing fuck all these days.
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it? The bar for what you have to do to win a game. It's a good cross,
Delivery, well cleared.
Go on.
It's got to be now. It's got to be now.
Harry Amas.
Back to
Back to
Fredrickson.
Fredrickson.
You've got to put it in the middle,
Back
Reds.
to Garnacho. Nobody wants to make the cross. He will, though. He will. Out to Bruno on the edge. Lads, you've got to stop
We need to
messing
get
it
the
about
ball
now.
in, yeah.
Great delivery by Ericsson.
Corner. Get
corner.
Onana up. Here we
Last
go.
one. Last chance.
Go on.
Is he not going to let us take it? Yeah, he's saying this is the last. I think he said then. Surely Onana comes up. Where is he?
Isn't it? What have you got to lose at this
Yeah,
point?
exactly.
Delivery. We've not got long. Come on. No, wanted to finish it, didn't he?
That's it. Game over.
Free kick to Wolves.
Thought that was the last action, mate.
Fucking hell.
Bizarre.
That's going to be another loss, isn't it?
Does feel that way, doesn't it?
What a load of garbage.
Just such a soft nothing of a game on it. But when those games happen, we just lose.
That's the
So
thing.
crap.
Like, in the past, you'd sometimes come away from Old Trafford being like, we'd have won, 1-0 or 2-0. And, we get back and my mum say, oh, how's the game? I was like, it's a bit crap, but, we got the result.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if I come home with a 1-0 win, it was
We used
amazing,
to have
I'm buzzing.
15 of those a season.
Yeah.
Under Fergie, where you just go, yeah, we won.
Yeah.
Not much to write home about, but nice 2-0 win over Wigan or whatever. And then now, every game that's
win is
close as we've
something
lost.
to write home
Anytime
about.
it's
There you
close,
go, that's
we
full
lose.
time.
Unbelievable. Guys, give us a little quick review of that. Obviously, we'll be back for the proper review in a minute.
I don't know. The performance wasn't that bad.
No.
The performance was good enough to get something out of, but once again, the lack of any sort of threat in the final third, it doesn't help when you don't have a proper striker. Is the reason that Man United lost this game. They scored a great free kick. They didn't necessarily play well, but if you win, you deserve to win. So fair play. But it don't really mean anything, does it? Because it's all about Europe.
Yeah, exactly. Cerys?
Yeah, I think pretty much Gaz has taken my points, unfortunately.
Sorry.
But,
Sorry.
it was just, again, it was that lack of clinical ability in the box. It was just the lack of anyone who can just score the boring goals, the sort of bad goals, the poachers' goals. That really let us down. But on a positive, to end the sort of live stream on, I thought that Amas did really well.
Yeah.
Fredrickson, you couldn't pick out any mistakes that he made. He didn't come in and necessarily make a case to be starting on a regular basis, but I thought he did well. Chido Obi, when he came on, I thought showed that Højlund's not the only problem in our attack. He had very little service as well. So I thought the kids did all right, basically.
Yeah, I would agree with that completely. We'll be back in a few minutes for the proper full post-match review, break down exactly what's happened there. Was it hangover from the weekend or from midweek? Was it just a continuation of United's inability to make chances and win games? I don't even know. We'll get into it all in the post-match review. Thank you, Cerys. Thank you, Gaz, as well, as always, for coming on. Thank you at home for joining us. Manchester United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, a 15th loss in the league for Manchester United this season. It just feels absolutely stunning to say. We'll see you in a bit.